Hey, I'm Duke on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it.
Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back this morning with a very special guest, Callum Smith from the Everyday Eternal podcast, the UK, the Bob Ross of Legacy. Cal, a huge thank you for coming on. How is your Friday night going?
It's my absolute pleasure. I'm so happy to be here. Like your whole weekend thing is just awesome. I didn't get to watch the one earlier with Brian, but I'll probably watch the replay later. And this weekend, I'll try and tune as much as I can. Like it's just a whole weekend of Legacy. But yeah, it's a cool Friday night. We were just discussing before going live. Like here, it's the most English you could ever imagine England. It's raining. It's absolutely miserable. It's grey. So I'm inside. I've got a beer. We're gonna play some Painter, and I'm chatting to a New Zealand friend.
Ooh, that's cool. It's funny. A lot of people get New Zealand and Australian, or New Zealanders and Australians mixed up. And it's funny because Australians hate it and New Zealanders hate it. I assume it's a little bit like Scotland and England. And like, oh, you got an accent. Are you from Scotland? It's like, no, I'm English.
Yeah. Or the English are just like, oh, we get to be called cooler things, but then the Scottish and Irish hate it for good reason. Because no one wants to be English.
This deck doesn't have any...
give a quick...
Yeah, go.
Sorry, I need to give a quick goddamn hell yeah to force a fill in the chat.
Nice. Love it. This is obviously not a green deck, but it is a deck that has a lot of hate for blue, which is pretty nice. This is Painter, and we were just discussing how far it's come, especially with cards like Recruiter of the Guard and a bit more grindy cards. Has there been any sort of recent cards that you think have kind of made the deck a little bit more powerful or appealing to play?
So there's the cool thing with playing the deck like this is because you have a lot of tutors, you are looking for, like, currently we're looking at any artifact with 3 mana or less from new sets, and anything especially with 1 CMC or less for Saga and for Engineer. And then you can like look for any artifacts. Like just before we started, we did have a Portal to Phyrexia in this list because it's actually not that bad, but it's also really fun and you get some really crazy moments. So I'm tempted to try and get you to put it back in over something good like a lightning bolt. But we do have a Dungeoneer's pack in here. So do you want to pull that up? This is one of the initiative cards, which, like, you know, everyone slept on every single initiative card for ages. And I don't know, I just thought I'd try it. I played it, one of them at a local on Tuesday, and I didn't draw it at all. But Boopsy from the Painter Discord, like 3 Wonder prelim today, saying it was pretty good. So we're trying it out. It's cool. You can engineer for it, and then you can bring it back with engineer or welder, and you get a ton of things when you sacrifice it. It's a bit slow, like ETB's tapped, and you can only use its activation as a sorcery. So it is slow. It's 5 mana if you cast it and stuff, but you do get like 3 life is very good. Draw a card, create a treasure token. The treasure token you can then weld or engineer back out for the pack again. And you know, we know what the initiative does by now. It's pretty good. So
yeah.
Yeah.
The rope on the side of the bag is kind of like a it's kind of showing you that by creating the token, it just like feeds back itself with welder or engineer by leaving an artifact for you to grab it back with, which is kind of cool.
It's not quite as suggestive as Hogak, like saying you can't spend mana to cast me, but it's telling you what to do.
So obviously the combo in this deck is Painter 7, which you can name a color, and then you can grindstone your opponent, whose deck is now all the same color, so they mill their deck. Because of this deck having kind of a win con built in and kind of an I win button, do you think this is a good deck for like a beginner to come into Legacy and play?
It's in the middle. Like some decks are easier, and some decks will teach you. For me, Delver is always the deck I tell people to play when they get into Legacy, because I carry you there and it's very interactive and teach things. Painter is now as well. It has it is quite hard to play. You do need to know your role in the matchups, so you do need to have some knowledge of what other decks are trying to do and like how they beat you. And it's a deck that really rewards like sequencing, like playing your lands in the right order is incredibly important. Knowing when to play around what your opponent can and can't have, but I guess every deck has that. You do have some very weird interactions, like Goblin Welder stuff leads to some weird things, and like what colors the painter can name. But I feel like this does teach you a lot of things. Like you do have some pretty easy, just like turn 3 Goldfish wins with the combo, which I think is always a cool thing to play a deck of this power level. If you get into Legacy, you're like, wow, I'm doing crazy things. Like this Ancient Tomb card is quite good. But then at the same time, look, we're playing lots of interaction, like 6 Vindicates or Pyroblasts. We've got Lightning Bolts. We've got Furies. We've got ways to grind. Saga making things like Saga, especially, is added to this thing a deck where element to the deck where it really teaches you about tempo. So when I first added the card to the deck, like it was obviously an auto include when it came out, and it's really propelled the deck to the heights it is now. But I was always like super clued into like making 2 constructs, and you know that is your plan. But as the time has gone on, it's actually just like a demonic tutor for grindstone basically. And then in the fair matchups you make constructs, but you sometimes make 1. The deck just has a ton of options, so it's good for a new player in the way that it'll teach you how to play the deck. Like it can be rough at times though. Like it's a steepish learning curve.
Yeah, with Saga, it's interesting because I know a deck like 8cast, which is also quite artifact heavy, does play the Sagas, does play ways to go Saga into 2 mana straight away with cards like Ancient Tomb or maybe Mox Opals and Lotus Petals. Just how you can just run away with the game just with 1 or 2 Sagas if you start off with the right mana and don't really have to care about the rest of your deck, which is just insane.
So like Saga is the win con in 8cast. It feels like they just win with big constructs. So they kind of like, you know, sometimes they grind with Emery, they force your important spells and stuff, but they are a Saga deck. This is very much like it's actually hard to pinpoint to what the real core of the deck is. Obviously the combo, but you win with damage slightly more than the combo, but the threat of the combo makes people lose the damage because they need to save removal and stuff. So the deck can win in like multitude of different ways. It can win with the combo. As I said, it wins with beats a lot, but it also wins by, I don't know, like even false tempoing people out, like making them leave up removal, respecting what you're capable of, and then because you're then the initiator in these kind of exchanges against fair decks, you then get to just like slam a Fable. You get to use your mana, make construct tokens, and then you just get all these little edges with the deck, which you know ekes out wins very often.
Nice.
We've had a question in chat saying, "Can you please explain what tempo is?" So if I'm trying to explain what false tempo is, real tempo is casting predict and passing the turn, I guess.
That's
I don't know.
I wouldn't know what that feels like, but I've heard it's quite nice.
But think of the combo with like Sylvan Library. You can like see what's on top, predict yourself, see new cards.
I think actually one of my favorite predict moments is a clip by XJ Cloud where his opponent predicted him and named planes, and
I know, yeah.
it was a planes.
Yes, and it could have been a snow one, and I'm sure that extra card lost him the game, which he'd otherwise win. It's definitely proven.
Yeah.
One thing worth to point out about this deck is this build is got a couple of like slightly off normal picks, but playing in paper is quite different because you get Chaos Defiler.
Yeah.
So our boy Big Defiler is going to hit Magic Online at some point, but yeah, Defiler not being online makes the deck a lot worse. Like Defiler is just insane in this deck. What it does is it just kills everything your opponent has. There's some questions people sometimes like, what is Defiler good against? Like, does your opponent play non-land permanents? Yes, there we go. It does crazy things. So but testament to the deck's power, it's still doing very, very well online. So yeah.
For those of you who don't know what Chaos Defiler is, it is a 3 mana or 5 mana, 3, a black, and a red for a 5/4 trample artifact creature, relevant. When Chaos Defiler enters the battlefield or dies, for each opponent, choose a non-land permanent that player controls. Destroy one of those chosen at random.
So the wording is weird because it was built for multiplayer. So you would like pick something from each player, and then it destroys the players one at random. In 1v1, it's essentially just you get to vindicate any non-land permanent, but it doesn't target as well. So you can kill True Nemesis, Progenitus, like it gets around Mother of Runes, which is really nice because Mother of Runes is actually a bit of a problem for the deck.
Yuck.
But it just kills everything as well. Like there was a clip Julian took of me at Four Seasons, not the last one gone, but the one before, where like I untapped with 3 welders and played engineer for this, and my opponent's whole board just died. Like they had so many things, all the things. I was dead on board, then everything got defiled. So Defiler just adds like an extra layer of power and flexibility in paper, where you get to kill anything. Like this one online, sometimes you lose the Chalice of the Void with Defiler in the deck. You just don't really. You get to draw into it and play it and stuff. So yeah,
And then you also just have a 5/4 with trample, which is pretty nice.
yeah, yes. A pretty common curve is like you just have turn 1 welder, turn 2 engineer, and you bring it in off like a pedal or a great furnace, and you kill your opponent's like first play, and then they've like, say you're on the play, they've made like 1 land drop, and then you've killed their thing. You now have 2 goblins, which are massive threats because each goblin is threatening to sacrifice the Defiler and then keep vindicating stuff. Plus, you have this 5/4 trample just attacking off the bat. It's a lot. Most people just concede to that opening. You rarely get the fun of playing it out, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like a mini show and tell in a way. It just
Mhm.
puts a threat in play that gets rid of something, and you're like, well, I actually can't beat this. So
Yeah, they need to kill it there. If not, then it's gonna kill everything they play. Like it's actually pretty uninteractive. Like they just have to have removal for it. If they don't have removal for it, then they're getting beaten down, and yeah, every permanent's just gonna die. So pretty fun.
pretty fun for who, Callum?
I don't know. I'll leave that to the watchers to guess.
I guess the last question for this deck is, what do you kind of look for in an opening hand?
So yeah, one of my main things for the deck is I've learned this through like brute force and just playing a ton, is it's the best deck I've ever played at mulliganing. It's insane how good it mulligans down to 5. 4 cards is a bit risky, but I've routinely beaten like the most grindy decks on 5 cards. So what I like to think of it as like, ooh, against Arkan. It's think of it as like you're allowed to mulligan, you get to mulligan, which is a great thing, as opposed to like, damn, I'm forced to mulligan. Oh, this is so unlucky. Like sometimes it gets Delver and Shadow, like you really want to keep a 7, but you have the privilege of getting to mulligan with this deck, which is cool. And then because you have like 2 very like wide sides of the deck, sometimes you have like a bunch of blasts and a bunch of lands. You're like, okay, this is obviously terrible if they play Maverick or something. Or you just have a bunch of removals. Oh, this is terrible if they play Doomsday. But I do like to lean into the power of opening hands that have 1 plan. So like you're like, okay, well if it lines up, the hand's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to just keep hands that are fine and have 1 plan, but otherwise I'll just mulligan and be fine with it. But
Okay.
yeah, what do you think about this one?
This seems okay. It's got a turn 1 grindstone, turn 2 engineer for welder, I guess. It does have interaction in bolt. Sorry, yeah, for painter.
Yeah.
It does have like a alternate play, of course,
Yeah.
at 3 mana, which is nice. I think
Cool,
like
yeah,
a
I agree.
Soul Land or a Saga would be nice, but otherwise, there's probably no reason to throw this.
Yeah, I think Saga is our best draw, so I'd keep this as well. It's definitely in the middle power of hands. Like our best cards in the deck are Saga and Ancient Tomb probably, and then Fable and Fury depending on some other things. So we do have a bit of whatever's like Grindstone. I actually very rarely play turn 1 in situations or hands like this. I even because we have the Engineer and a turn 3 play with the Apprentice, I think I would. We also want to play it just to eat a prismatic ending potentially, which then the Engineer doesn't get hit with. With this kind of hand, if I had like a Fable or something, or even if I didn't have a Fable, if it didn't like line up okay with the Engineer, then I would probably just not play the Grindstone because it's better to discard to the Fable later or like play the combo out when they don't expect it or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's also really nice, like Fable in the deck, because if you use a Simian Spirit Guide or a Lotus Petal to get it on the field, you then have, of course, the token, then
Yeah.
creating those, I guess, Lotus Petals every turn.
Yeah. All right. So Thoughtseize. So
I would
just managed
assume
to-
they take Engineer if they don't have an answer to the combo.
Yeah, I agree. I've just managed to minimize your screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, I've got a big screen. Yeah, I've no idea what he's up to then. I feel like Engineer is by far our best card in the deck, but it really depends what they're playing. Like if it's
Mm.
Shadow, Apprentice could be annoying. Like it could be a good thing for them to reanimate as well. But yeah, I think Julian pointed out in the chat probably still rather get Dragon Engine here with the Engineer, and that's actually quite reasonable. All right, here I think I just like it could be Shadow, and if it's a combo deck, it's just not really worth. It's tempting to put the Apprentice out.
Mm.
It's a bit rough into a Daze. This is actually a really tough decision to play the Apprentice. I think I wouldn't. I think I would just wait.
Cool.
Could be Doomsday. Just knowing the player, he doesn't play Doomsday much, I think. So, but we do have the grindstone up if they do try and Doomsday. My hand
Yes.
is a bit awkward.
Yeah, C Thoughtseize is something that you are seeing less in Legacy.
Yeah.
So, okay. Ancient Tomb Petal. Potentially like blue-black show?
Omnitel? Yeah, that would be my guess.
Sheoldred.
Sheoldred. Okay. Well, I think we'll just double bolt that.
Yeah, and then we even have the Simian Spirit Guide to play around Days, which is nice.
Yeah. So I think I know what the deck is. It's going to be blue-black like wheels. I think it's going to play like Hull Breacher, maybe Narset, and Days Undoing, although it doesn't really work with Sheoldred. All right, play the Engineer, and I think now that we've seen like Sheoldred, Fast Mana, and Tomb, I'd grab a Painter because we want to just combo them.
Nice.
If they were like a fair deck, I would get the Dragon Engine. Yes, yeah, I would get a Dragon Engine. Even though we're setting up for the combo, the likelihood of the Engineer surviving is pretty low against a more fair deck. But here, let's just, if they don't have anything, we may just draw a mana source and kill them.
Yes, because I know the trick. What we can do if we draw an extra land is we'll have 4 mana in total, which is 3 for Grindstone and 1 for Engineer, which allows us to activate Grindstone targeting our opponent, hold priority, Grindstone away through the Engineer for the Painter, have Painter in play, Grindstone's ability resolves, and of course by then we've named a color and all their cards are the same color.
Yep. Thoughtseize. So they'll take our Spirit Guide here, but yeah, so be it. So we'll just draw a Soul Land. Yep.
Yeah,
Come on, Dukes. Just draw a Soul Land. Draw a Soul Land. Yeah, Gold Star. All right.
That's still okay. We get to hold up, bring back Painter potentially, hold up Pyroblast.
I think I'll actually just attack with the Engineer and pass. We don't want to bring the Painter in play because then we can't do the trick.
Yeah, of course. And also, their spell is most likely going to be blue anyway.
Yeah. Because it's just because the Ancient Tomb, they're getting low on life. If they do play a Sheoldred, then we could like, we could take a draw step, but we can now like, now if they make constructs, we may want to. Depends what we draw. Okay. I think now we pass, and when they make a construct, I think I'd be thinking about bringing Painter in and blasting the Saga because they might have a Pithing Needle main deck.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's a great play.
And then they just have a 1/1. Yeah, I'd probably do that now. And name black, I think. Oh no, we need to name blue. Sorry, don't do that. Don't do it. I need to name blue to Pyroblast thing. I was just thinking like we could play around Snuff Out, but they might have something here. No, okay. Yeah, it's a deck that like there's so many options available to you. Like I often scatterbrain a bit on it. Like I say, oh, that's a good play, and then kind of change my mind. So I tend to try and make myself play slower with it.
I do that a lot, especially with things like Night targets or Green Suns targets.
Yeah, I think Maverick and Painter have a lot of crossover in like you play a lot of like no cantrips, but a lot of tutors, and so your decisions are condensed in the first 5-6 turns pretty often. Although the games do go longer, but like your decisions on turn 3, 4, and 5 are the ones that shape the game and make you win or lose, really.
Yeah, tell me about it. And one little change.
Oh my god, this is Echo? Okay, all right. Well,
this is great with 1 mana open. We have access to Blast here.
Yeah.
We don't draw it, but that's fine.
That's a very funny Echo, but that's okay. Let's see what happens. We do get to win next turn if they don't have something. So we get to play Ancient Tomb, Engineer for Yep. So Heat Bog, wow, they're really going all in this wheels. So what I do just to feign some weakness. So we do have the win with Engineer and then with the Ancient Tomb and Lotus Petal. So let's just lead off with Engineer. I guess we want to use the colorless mana. So what I was thinking, I'll try and explain myself. Actually, let's play the Ancient Tomb and play off the colorless mana because we have multiple red spells we want to cast. So they might have a Force of Will, but let's play an Ancient Tomb. Yeah, because if this gets forced, we want to play Fable and the Welder, I think. So let's just play tap Ancient Tomb and a Mountain for Engineer. And then if it resolves, we get Grindstone and can win. Well, we'll play the Lotus Petal. Yeah. So let's get Grindstone. Oh, we don't actually have the win. Sorry. Hold on a second. We don't have the win. So because we need to sacrifice the Painter. My mistake.
Extra land.
Might be tempted to get the Soul Guide Lantern here because we have a lot of grinding power. Let's just think about it. Because basically, whatever we get, we need to bring in this turn already. Play the pedal, yeah. So whatever we bring in this turn already, like we need to bring it straight away because the Echo can then shuffle stuff back in. But they have 6 cards. It's unlikely they can actually kill us. But if we don't get the Grindstone, then we don't have access to it, and then we're just playing this grindy game versus a Wheels deck. So I think I would still get a Grindstone. And yeah, I think I'll still get a Grindstone. Then let's play the pedal because they might be scared that we have another piece of fast mana. Like if they were forced, they would have forced the Engineer, but okay, they don't. Yes, we don't actually have the win because we need one more piece of fast mana. I think now I would just play Welder and pass. And then if they go for an Echo, we bring in the Grindstone off the pedal in response. Or if they play removal on the Engineer.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So we're setting up, and like we can get the Grindstone. They won't have an instant speed wheel, and we have 3 goblins in play to play around any removal they might have. Yeah, opponents on like blue-black shieldred wheels. I'm sure they'll have Hull Breacher as well. So I don't know what they're going to do. They could have like a sweeper or something. Duress. Okay, fine. All right. I'm struggling to think what they could have. But you never know.
Yeah, maybe like shielded into LED. They play LED alongside Echo.
Yeah.
Hull
Hull
Breacher.
Breacher into. So they're missing a blue mana, so maybe they have a land drop. We are gonna get echoed. So we want to respond to this by bringing the Grindstone in off the petal. Yeah. And then, yeah, let's hope they don't draw a bunch of fast mana.
I guess I get fast mana off the Breacher.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
But...
Okay, well, we do have. So this is why I like playing the Welder as well. Then I guess is just like more insurance against removal. But they maybe just go off here. Maybe they get like shielded into an Echo, which is 14 life. So they need a bit more than that. We can block the construct with an Engineer. But this is quite scary. Their deck is pretty funky.
Yeah, I've never run into this before.
I've seen it posted a couple of times on Twitter and stuff. It's yeah, I guess this happens. I've kind of gone off the Echo LED. Like, I guess the Hull Breacher is just so good, but it just feels very fragile. But it's a cool deck. Shieldred can just solo games, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Shieldred is pretty sweet.
Yeah. But now we're waiting to see what happens to Shieldred, and then they get to Echo again. So maybe we just die here. That would be unfortunate. So they need to. They can.
I assume we don't lose life because it's a if, so it's a replacement effect. So we don't.
Oh, I see.
Because we don't actually draw a card.
Yes, yes, you're completely right. Okay, well, I feel way more safe. They need to
They do
kill
gain some
their...
life.
Yeah, that's okay. They can have as much life as they want. Yes, good point. Very good point. Jack says it's not
Nice.
cool that deck sucks. Probably because Jax tries to draw cards. I don't know. Jax, they're playing like 3 and 4 mana spells. Don't you just kill them? What's up, kinda MTG? All right. So they kind of like weirdly don't want this whole breach in play, isn't it?
Yeah, which is like I'm trying to think of a way that they could
Yeah.
destroy the Hull Breacher and then try to go off with Shouldered.
Yeah. I think their win condition. I don't know. Maybe they have like a Khans in their deck, which would
Mm.
get Lattice.
I haven't been
Um.
hit by it, but I believe Days Undoing also doesn't work with Shieldred because the turn ends before Shieldred's triggers
Yeah,
resolve.
that's correct. Like the triggers go on the stack, and then because the turn ends, the stack is emptied. Yeah. What a great deck where your win con is to first find a way to clear end creature. Yeah. uh, it is a funny number, isn't it? But I guess the idea is you just like keep wheeling, and usually the opponent like being hellbent is probably really behind on this board. But it's this is one of the powers of Painter as well. It plays the board so well. I've beaten Reanimator a lot of times when they've had a Grizzlebrand and stuff in play, but I've just had like a turn or two with a little bit of interaction to play some goblins to the board, and then all their discard doesn't do anything because goblins just laugh at discards. So yeah, I've beaten like Archon and Grizzlebrand in play a good few times. Demir Shieldred looks fire. This is possible. Yeah, I will admit the deck looks really cool. Like I've
Mm.
played Urza Wheels with Narset and stuff like this. It looks very similar, but I think Shieldred is like, yeah, she just solos games. So yeah,
I think what they have
not
to
the
do
deck.
is get into a position where they can
Oh,
bounce Painter and then counter it on the way back. But even then, we can bring it back from Grindstone. So bounce and counter is pretty much the same as remove because either way it goes to the bin.
yeah,
So I don't think they probably have a main deck win thanks to having
they
Grindstone in play.
yeah, I think they're out here was a another Otawara, and then they do it in response to the thing. But Phil was saying the card like a blue black Shieldred. This is the main point of why Great Paint is so good because you get to see all the cool different color variations. Like black Lotus Petals and ODs look the coolest. All right, so I think we can like look at stuff that's bad. Is probably the lightning bolts, and lightning bolt hits Hull Breacher, but so does the blasts, and it doesn't really hit Shieldred, so
Mm.
whatever. I think thorns could be okay.
Yeah.
They do. There may be. So the one blast is definitely in. That's a slam dunk. Um, Cage, I think, is just a little bit of too much of a nombo. Like it stops their flashback echoes,
Yeah.
but it does stop us bringing stuff in as well. Uh,
Yeah. I don't think we'll be able to grab anything with like Ferromacabre either. Usually when they're echoing, they're doing it straight away.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so when they sack LED, then they just do it straight away. They don't give you a chance to respond. I don't think we're bringing much. Like Thorn can be awkward. Why I like Thorn a lot of time is with Fairy is because against like Reanimator and stuff, you get to hold it and use your mana. Like we
Yeah.
do play a bunch of creatures, but Thorn can work against us sometimes. So this is a matchup where I think we want to be holding up Blast quite a lot. So I might just bring in one, cutting like the Dungeoneers pack because it's not that kind of matchup. Even though Bolt's not great, it does at least kill a whole Breacher and stuff. They might have opposition agents as well, so another reason to keep it. I think I'd actually bring the last lightning bolt in over a Fury. I think
Yeah.
instant speed is worth quite a lot.
Yeah. Nice.
And the
That's
idea
a great
the
point.
idea of one thorn is it's not like it can hurt us and it's not great against them. But you can engineer for it if you think it's going to bind them.
Yeah, I love that.
I like leaving the Soul Guide Lantern just for the it's a cheap artifact for you to weld in and out, and it can draw a card off Saga, and it can hit an echo like it almost did in the last game. So it's like does enough little things. It's not great though, but yeah, I think let's go with this.
That's cool. I was talking to Brian last night, and I said that one thing about sideboarding and like a level up is like not only knowing what to bring in against certain matchups, but when you have multiples of one thing, knowing how many to bring in.
Yeah, yeah. Both thorns usually come in, but it's nice that because you can engineer for it. Like if it's a more of a if it's medium, then it's cool to bring in one. Apparently, I was sniping, his pilot sniping. I saw Shieldred, and I said probably Shieldred spin, which is true. Disgusting sniping. Cool. This hand rocks. It's like we've got the combo, we've got a welder. It's pretty weak to like them just doing their thing, but I think it's one of these like it's kind of we have too much of a good plan to put it back. So I think let's go.
Nice.
It's
Yeah, especially
this would be a
great fairness.
slam dunk on the play,
Shenanigans.
but yeah. I think this is a hand that can definitely lose. It's one of these. If it didn't have like both Painter and Grindstone and the Engineer and a couple of lands, or the Thorn like having two angles of helping out, I might send it back. Like the Fable's not really doing much here, but yeah, it's I'm looking at it as a 6 with the Fable kind of, and we really hope to just draw like a Soul Land or something.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to look at hands where one card is a little bit awkward. It's like, well, as a 6, would you keep everything but the Fable? It's like probably
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. And the
if
Fable's
they,
not bad. Like, yeah.
if there's a Soul Land off the top, is Thorn more appealing than Welder?
Really depends what they do on their first turn. If we're just getting hit with this, maybe. What are they doing? Opposition
Ritual.
agent. I feel like they have a Lotus Pedal for Shieldred or a
Hmm.
opposition agent, and they're just playing. Okay,
Needle's okay.
seems
One thing to
good.
note as well, of course, is that Welder is any player. So
Yeah.
if
So
LED's
as soon
in
as
the
they
bin,
sack like an LED, yeah, we can get rid of that needle. I'm sure they named Grindstone in the blind because it seems like their deck doesn't have much of interaction. So yeah, they're just scared of the combo. Yeah, and now they're gonna echo. Okay, well,
I'm
whatever. Our
pretty
hand
okay
wasn't
with
that
this.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice.
Yeah, they do get 2 cards out of it. Okay, like now we have a different plan. The bolts are not great, but you know, it's considering what their deck can do. Okay, they probably take the blast here, which is annoying.
Hmm.
All right, now our hand kind of sucks.
It is
But
tough when
let's
the
see.
mulligan decisions aren't really in your power.
Yeah, I think another reason to like always keep those hands that we had before. Nice.
Nice.
So yeah, another reason to keep the hands like before is like against a deck like this that has turn 1 potential, you're just mulliganing for like Seeming Spirit Guide and a blast. So,
Oh,
ooh. I think I'll just play the
that's
Furnace and pass again.
yeah, I like that as well. Is there any reason to play out the Grindstone hold up blast?
Uh, no, I'd save the Grindstone to discard to the Fable. I think
Nice.
like we need to find a Goblin Elders to get the needle out of there, or like a Painter to blast it, and we can then play the Grindstone later. I think just having another card to discard to the Fable will do us better, and their hand seems to stink. So, okay, so yeah, I'd play the City and play the Fable off it. It is a little bit tempting to. I'll do off a little thing off the Furnace just in case they have like a destroy an artifact effect, but I'm sure it doesn't come up. It's
That's a great point.
yeah, it's a little thing with this deck is because you have lots of red producing non-mountains. Whenever you can, like leave a basic just to not get got by something. But I doubt it'll come up against a blue-black deck. But this one was a little bit tempting to like play the Sokenzan and then get more value off the City as the last one played, but I think it's okay. So here we're
Yeah.
just looking to like discard a Bolt and Grindstone. Might actually now we've drawn another land. Grindstone for sure, but Sokenzan is some creatures as well. Like, yeah, I'd discard the Sokenzan and the Grindstone.
Yeah. Even little things like having an out to shoulder it, even if it's not the greatest, is kind of nice.
All right. Well, now we look stupid for discarding the Grindstone, but it's okay. I would just attack first.
Oh, of course, yeah. I always, I always just forget that like Painter with Pyroblast is just an out to things like Needle as well.
Yeah, you can kill anything like that. I think I would be looking to play the Painter here, just to play it off the City and then follow up with the Mountain. I think. Yeah, and name blue. Yeah, they are F6 as well, so they not got much going on. But yeah, I think maybe I was wrong about discarding the Grindstone because we are looking for Painter. Could have found Painter or Engineer and then have combo up soon. what on earth is in their hand? I'm quite scared of what's in their hand. All right. I think I wouldn't be attacking with the painter this turn because they play Hull Breacher and maybe Opposition Agent first of all, but I would just start off by attacking with the Shaman and see where that goes. But they seem to be F6'd. Then I would honestly probably like just go like Soul Guide off the Great Furnace and play Ancient Human Pass. With the intention to draw a card off the Soul Guide, I'm just cognizant of Hull Breacher, but if they're almost F6'd and stuff, I'd probably take out the Thoughtseize.
It's really nice that the
But I really
tokens obviously are just a bit more of a resource in this deck. Like, you got the mana from it, but it's also just an artifact.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah. So a big thing for me was building the deck to be able to beat Meltdown and stuff. And so I've been cutting as many actual artifact cards as I can, and then you just generate artifacts. So I drew a card off the Soul Guide here for Mountain. See where we're going with it. Okay, great. Okay, I would just make a copy of the Shaman token and actually now attack with the Painter as well. We're actually pretty close to just killing them with bolts.
With bolts, yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, and if they have a flash creature, then we get to bolt the flash.
We even have lethal because that's 5. It puts them to 9. Then we just have bolt.
Yeah, true. Let's.
We also have that with Pyroblaster. How crazy is that?
That's wild, actually. I didn't even count. I was just like, there's a life. So I guess we upkeep it. We'll play the pedal out in case they have like a Buster Storm or something like that. But yeah, they're gonna not like this. I think. We're just a burn deck. All right. So yeah, upkeep it, I guess. Oh, triple bolt, baby. This is not what I expected at all. Thinking like bolt is the card we cut, but clearly I was wrong. Oh, this is so funny.
Oh my god.
We're a combo deck. Look, Storm Count 3.
Oh my god.
Amazing. That was so not what I expected. They had
Oh
like
my
nothing in their hand
gosh.
as well. I wonder what was there.
I can't like they had colors. They missed a.
They didn't. They missed a couple of land drops.
But they didn't have force.
They didn't have force. I feel like they had like 2 or 3 LEDs and like maybe an echo or 2 as well.
That's insane.
Maybe. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Easy
nice
game.
way to win.
Julian said, I was watching from Arkansas side too. He said he misbuilt the deck. He thought Shoulder worked under Hull Breacher. He had no win condition left, and his only interaction was Otterora, which is already in play. Cool. That's actually what we guessed.
Tough.
Like, it was pretty funny. Tiny end game 2 was 2 Hull Breacher, 2 LEDs, some rituals. Okay, so Hull Breachers, he was like not wanting to trade off, but didn't want to play them in case we like had Fury as well, I guess. I don't know. Like Hull Breacher LED Dart Ritual is quite a set of combos.
Callum, this deck is sick.
It's so fun, right?
Did
you see the screenshot of someone that was like, why have I been casting Brainstorms all my life? What the hell? What else have I been missing in life?
Yeah, it was actually nice.
Yeah, it's a real big appeal to the deck. Is like it wins in such a variety of ways. You just win these really scrappy games attacking with 2/2s and a painter here, as you saw. You sometimes just kill turn 2, like go turn 1 Ancient Tomb painted, turn 2 Soul Land or like another land fast mana Grindstone. Sometimes plays like really hard control thing with Blast as well and stuff. So yeah. All right.
Ooh, this is probably a hand I'm pretty happy just to throw. I think if one of these lands was like a Saga, I'd be. Sorry, a Fable. It might be a little bit different.
Yeah, I agree. I also so I would actually keep this on the play because Saga into Ancient Tomb is so powerful. On the draw, you're just like this hand is weirdly even more susceptible to a Wasteland, and if you're on the draw, they get to cantrip for it if they're a deck that plays that. I'm ignoring that I know my opponent plays exclusively Dredge, and this is probably like a keep. Oh no, it probably isn't a keep anyway. But when I play leagues, I like to just not know what my opponents are playing. But I think this is a keep in the blind anyway. If it was on the play, I'd keep it because I'll just go Saga, play Grindstone next to Nation Tomb. But if that Saga just got Wastelanded, then your hand does nothing at all. So Yeah, I would mulligan this. Uh,
Look,
so I would keep this.
yeah,
It's good against Delver. I'd put back the Great Furnace and just be like, I hope my opponent's playing Delver, and then our opponent's going to cast Careful Study.
that's really interesting because
Uh,
as like a new player, I would see a benefit in the Great Furnace being an artifact over the mountain, but
it can't. It kind of is, but like the deck doesn't get that much value off it. It's just the goblins, and we don't have any yet. It can let gross constructs or the goblins, and I don't know. You might be right, honestly. Let's put back a mountain because
I can definitely
actually,
see
you're right.
your point though. That because it doesn't really do
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
right now with anything else.
I'm just not a Great Furnace fan. Like, there's two in this list, and I sometimes play three in paper, but I am starting to think of one. Whereas Great Furnace was kind of stock as a four of when I started playing the deck, and I'd lose to like Force of Vigor, Collector Roof, Null Rod. I lost to it so much. And I was like, there's got to be ways to mitigate this, and Meltdown, of course, as well. I'd just be like looking at my whole board get swept up by Meltdown. So I've just eventually cut down to do two Great Furnace, and yeah, I think I might stop playing. It depends on the metagame. With Greenstone Zenith decks being quite popular at the moment, that's what
Yeah,
makes me not like it much because there's oofs everywhere, and Force of Vigors. But at the same time, like Wasteland is always prevalent. Like what you get off it used to be worth way more when the deck wasn't as good at grinding. So when you were a purely combo deck, you got to use the Great Furnace as goblin food. Um, cool,
our opponent's just getting some water.
cool. But otherwise, yeah, it's the synergy in the deck is really good, but you just don't get as much value as you'd expect.
So one thing that's pretty funny is that my opponent said, "Hello, going to get some water, be right back," and I said, "Hey, too easy." And I don't know if "too easy" is like an Australian term for just saying like no worries, like that's okay. And when I was in the
It's definitely an
UK,
Australian term.
yes, because when I was in the UK, I did a gap year out of school and worked in a school over there, and I had this
Mhm.
person that I worked under, and every time they gave me work, I'd say, "Oh, too easy, like that's no problem." And they thought I was kind of mocking the amount of work they were giving me. So over time, they gave
Yeah.
me more and more work, and I couldn't figure out why.
That's so funny. And they're just like, what the hell, dude? Like, we're trying so hard over here. Oh, look at this. So, do you know our opponent?
No.
No, okay. So I can't remember their real name, but they're a Brazilian player, and they're always playing like slow dredge. So this is pretty cool. That's a cool trick. So otherworldly gaze in response to the evoke thing in case they hit a bridge from below.
Yeah, that is very cool. Is this a version that can play no LEDs?
Yeah, he doesn't play LEDs. So it's the slow burn. So he took Fury because it kills things. So here I'll just play the Furnace. Like, it does have upside over Mountain. I don't expect any artifact hate. Our hand is obviously not very good here. So let's hope that they judge pretty badly, and we'll probably snap this blast off anything because they'll be playing therapies and more griefs and stuff. So yeah, we'll probably be looking to counter this otherworldly gaze unless they have another follow-up thing.
Hmm.
They play brainstorms as well, which is pretty scary. So that's another
Damn,
reason for it.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool build, but I feel like it must be very weak to endurance, but I don't know. It's a really cool build. I know he for a while he played basically normal dredge but without LEDs, but now he's changed.
Oof.
All right. So I'm playing the mountain out here. Fury can pop bridges, but I'll just play mountain and pass. There's not anything yet. Um, Probably will just snap off this red blast against the otherworldly gaze flashback, which they probably go for here, and kind of they don't have another dredger in the graveyard. So if they did, it might be worth waiting for something like a breakthrough or careful study or brainstorm, but because they don't, I think it's worth just snapping this off.
Yeah, that's a great point because that's something always to notice about dredges that they don't always have a dredger.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it's just one of those things you don't sometimes take into consideration. You just look at the dredge deck and think that they always have a dredger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the other thing is because it was known, I think they saw it and took the Fury. Because it's known, they just have the opportunity to play around it. So they're going to be like, you know, they might wait till they draw another grief or a therapy, or they're just going to hold their best blue thing and like wish to port our mana. So I think it's just worth stepping off. Because when I was on a student exchange, UK in 8th grade, I didn't know pretty can mean very. The guys called one of our girls pretty ugly, and I thought it was a somewhat nice thing. Little ugly. Nice. Hey, Dukes, you're pretty cool. Wait, that doesn't work. All right.
Nice. Thank you.
So they get a zombie now. So I love to
Ooh,
draw
upkeep.
Fable. Come on.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
They hit another
Another
Narcomoeba.
Narcomoeba. I really want to like use this Fury to pop 2 bridges.
Fable,
Maybe we should.
nice.
Let's go. So I'll just play a mountain and save the 2 life. So we don't- oh, okay.
Sorry.
The 2 life might
Yeah.
be relevant, but let's see. That's right. Yo,
Apologies.
Romario with a raid.
Exactly. I just had Ramar in my mind. A huge thank you.
Don't worry, this is not a kind of game where 2 life might matter.
Don't say
So let's see what they attack with. If they attack with the zombie token, I think we just snap blocking because they don't get a token off it, and we have a creature dying.
Yep.
And then we get to Hardcast Fury, kill the Narcomoebas, but they probably won't. I think I should attack with the Icarid and the 2 Narcomoebas. But they are very slowly dredging, and this Fury was an incredibly good draw. So yeah, cool. So we're going to take 5, go to 8, and then I think we're going to be looking to like, we'll probably discard both these mountains. Let's see what we draw. We'll probably just then attack, and we are actually, weirdly, though we could hardcast the Fury. Oh, okay. That's a pain.
Yeah,
That's a real pain.
card.
So I was going to say we could like Fury our...
They're targeting themselves. Okay.
Okay, then they get to Careful Study. Well, they have it in the graveyard, so this is going to be a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. You're very excited, but now I think we're dead.
Yeah, even just Dread Return on Ashen Rider.
Yeah. Yeah, the Dredge Return is going to... Okay, they target...
Ashen.
Yeah, Ashen Rider, yeah. They probably take the Fable. I was going to say, like, we still have outs to just draw Painter and Grindstone, but not anymore. Alright, and they only have 1 bridge still. Come Togak, we are drawing dead, so we can take a draw step and see. Or we could just concede. If they don't know, we play more than 1 Fury. Because they don't actually know about this Fury. It doesn't matter though. I think these kind of matchups are usually pretty good game 1. As I said, I knew my opponent was on this, but I like to just play it as if I don't know. And our hand was fine against like a Delver deck. We had 2 pieces of removal, we had some basics. We can play a game against grindy game, and that's how I like to keep hands with the deck anyway, even against unknowns. It's just like lean into a hand that can play a matchup well and hope it's that to an extent.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I think it's something that you're going to get with experience with the deck as well. It's just like knowing how mediocre a hand actually is without just like looking at it at first glance and be like, no.
I think you get this with your like non-blue decks that you play, but like a big part of playing these decks without cantrips is knowing when to lean and trust the power of your deck, that you don't have the cantrips for consistency. So like sometimes you make, you keep wild hands with like 1 land, no lands, whatever, and you look silly if it doesn't work out. Oh, nice. Okay. Dungeoneers pack looking awesome. But sometimes, yeah, you just trust that, cool. It's gonna work. All right, so Fairy Macabres, yes. Grafdigger's Cage, yes. I'll bring in the Blast as well.
Nice.
Most kind of tempted by Thorns, honestly.
Yeah.
So the things we have here are definitely's, and then Magus and Thorn both have good arguments on the play. I'll cut the bolts. I think we're just not, and the pack, yeah. We're backpacking.
Poor pack.
I think we could also probably maybe not cut all, but we could at least look to cut most of the fables. Then other things are like we want fast mana in this matchup. Goblins are great in this matchup. Blasts are great. Grindstone, we want to combo them. Soul Guard obviously great. Engineer, Painter. Fury is good because it pops bridges. It's not like I don't think I'd bring in more, but like we want to draw one, so I think 2 is fine in the deck.
2
So I
Fury.
would just take the Fury back out and bring the Thorns. Yeah. Yeah, this looks cool. Thinking about other things. I'm already honestly tempted by Magus on the play.
Okay.
I think it could catch them unawares. So I think I'd bring in all 4 Magus, cut the Furies and the Fable. And I'll just trim a mountain.
Nice.
Let's try this. And then we'll definitely side with the mountain play because we saw a basic mountain. So they might just fetch it early, but I think it's all right. This is a turn 3. So you can go Saga turn 1, Painter turn 2. I think we keep this on the play. Let's give it a go. It's pretty like they need to have a turn 1 therapy. Once we get the Painter out, we have the Painter and Grindstone out. So yeah, let's give this a go. I think at turn 3, just Goldfish. It's okay. Is Breya actually good? I think Breya's okay. It makes 2 bodies, can block the Narcomoebas, and it sacrifices artifacts. So you can sacrifice the Thopter and pop bridges, is my thinking for Breya. Callum, once Fire becomes available online, does it straight up replace Fury? It has from in paper. I don't think straight up replaces, but I would play 2 Fury. Yeah, no need to play the Mox Opal yet as well, I think. I would play 2 Fury and 1 or 2 Defiler in the main. Fury, like, still, it costs 0 mana, whereas Defiler needs a lot more setup, so I think them is quite different. But Fury is just an insane tempo card. Alright, what they got? Oh, come on. I think they're going to name Painter, especially because of the Saga turn 1. I really think they will. So, yeah, very nice play from the opponent. In this case, we do have, like, so let's see what we draw, but I'd be looking to play the city and just get 2 constructs out of this Saga then.
Oof.
Or we don't have the mana to do that awkwardly.
Yeah.
So
1, 2.
I would still go city, and
Yeah.
I would play the Mox Opal out as well. Just because they know about it, they get free flashback on the therapy. Okay. And then next turn we can make a Saga, a construct, and then see what they do with their mana, and we might not make a second one to play the Magus instead. Let's see what happens on their turn 2.
Nice. Are you looking at like Soul Guide here as the Saga token target?
Grafdigger's Cage probably.
Oh, Grafdigger's Cage, of course. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I forgot about that as well. I said Soul Guide a second ago. Oh, they got a basic island. That's cheating. So they're probably gazing. So yeah, let's make a thing. I think I still want to play Magus here. Let's see what we draw though. We can.
Oh, we drew the cage.
Obviously.
Nice.
So if we make a thing, so we can't make a thing and Magus. So I think I'll just float a man with Saga.
Yeah, unless we get like a
mana.
pedal, but then that's kind of just a. I think I'd rather get like a Soul Guide here.
Yeah, I think so as well. Let's get a Soul Guide. Yeah, take their therapy. And then I would play the Magus now, City and Opal. Well, I guess, yeah, and have a mana floating. So let's leave with the Magus, because they might have Force of Wills or Hydroblast.
Float 2 anyway.
And then we can play the Cage afterwards, which will pump our construct still as well. I think the Magus might eat a Force of Will if they have it, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It is pretty nice bait, especially when we have the Saga as well.
Yeah, so if they do take it out, then we have the Saga to follow up. That's cool. But if not, okay, they did. Cool, exactly as we hoped. Let's play the Cage.
Nice. Play the
And then
Saga.
we can set it for 4, but then I think I'll play the Saga. Yeah. Yeah, cool. This is a weird thing. We have to click them. Yeah, interesting sequencing here. Zervico, come on. Cool, nice. Look, they did mean things to us, so
Yeah.
Well, so now I said definitely side out Magus for game 3. I think I still I'm I'm just wondering if what we're bringing in is actually better.
Hmm.
Might I think I'd trim 2 for 2 Furies, because Fury is going to be better on the draw where we just want like tempo and we can get to like pop some bridges potentially.
I
But
was
let's
gonna
keep in
say
2
that.
Magus.
Come on, Cal.
Hmm?
Nice. I like that as
I was
well.
doing-
Especially
Yeah,
like them being on the play and maybe being a bit more aggressive and getting creatures into play. Having the Furies as a way to kind of wipe the board is really nice.
yeah, exactly. So you could, if they have creatures in play, you can stack it so the evoke triggers on top of the damage one. So you can, the evoke, you sacrifice it, you kill the bridges, and then you get to kill the creatures afterwards as well.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
usually you do it the other way around. You know, I might actually bring a third one in. No, I think 2's good. They are like, the way they've played, Fury is very on their radar, and I think they're gonna, you know,
Not
see our
overcommit
hand
into it.
first. They're not
Yeah.
good. Exactly. Oh, I might. Thorn is just also a lot worse in the draw.
Yep.
It's not bad though. It's really not bad because it stops all the like therapies and dread return and stuff. Let's keep them. I think they're cool. It's
Nice.
like
Nice.
this matchup. It's just everything's way way better on the play. Surprise, surprise. But can't have it all. Mm.
Tough one.
Man, what
Really
do you
nice.
think?
So it's really nice to have obviously Soul Guide. It's
Yeah.
obviously nice as well to have a card that they probably aren't gonna name with Cabal in the blind in our opening hand.
Mm-hmm.
The Magus is
Yeah. Obviously,
nice, but
the one land
we've-
is awkward, but
yeah,
I think we keep leaning into it. We've got a lot of stuff going on. It's very good against like their interactions. So if they have a slower thing, we get to draw some pieces.
yeah. You
Yeah.
also have like 1, 2, 1. No, I was trying to think of a way that we could go like turn 1 Welder, turn 2 Engineer, off Spirit Guide, get Great Furnace, and then the Great Furnace and the Soul Guide can keep going back and forth. But I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I think let's keep it. There's a lot going on. I think just having Welder and Soul Guide on their own is just great to have. What we do turn 1's going to completely depend what they do. Maybe we just die turn 1 somehow. But let's see. The other nice thing, like, so I bring in Magus on the play inside out on the draw a lot. I think it's kind of, I like to keep 1 or 2 on the draw when it is good in the matchup, but they're aware of it.
oof.
But here, like, even if we sided them out, they've got the fear in them. All right, I kind of like,
I think we're in a position that nearly it's good enough just to
just play the
cycle
lance and pop it.
this. Yeah, especially because they have 2 great dredges. The one
Yeah.
ETB effect isn't as good.
I agree. Let's do that. Play mounted and play guide. Set lifestyle guide. Yeah. I think actually. So yeah, it gets forced. I would have actually just led with Welder,
Mm.
and then just in case it gets forced, and then we have the Spirit Guide Welder. I think we actually do Spirit Guide the Welder here as well. Yeah. So little thing. This might end up being better for us, weirdly. Like the Welder.
Oh, double
Oh, double
force.
force.
Okay.
Okay.
It didn't matter.
Well, yeah, cool. But I don't know. That's a close decision, isn't it? Which one to lead with? I think
Yeah.
the Soul Guide is better to resolve, but yeah. Damn, Force of Will and a Dredge deck is rude. But they hit no Narcomoebas. That's really nice.
Yeah.
All right, love to hit land here. Come on.
Pedal.
All right.
Okay.
Kind of awkward. I think we just pedal out the Engineer, because if we draw any kind of artifact, then we get to, well, one we can get into play. We get to Engineer for the Soul Guide. Yeah. So let's search for. What do you think we search for? It might even be Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Just it's good to like weld in and out with the Soul Guide, I guess. And our hand is pretty meh. Yeah, I think I'll get the Dragon Engine.
Yeah, I guess this also gives us a nice threat to get back if they do draw into some ways to Cabal us.
Yeah. All right, come on, Soul Land or like a Mox Opal or a Lotus Petal or a Great Furnace.
A lot of good draws.
Yeah. And because they are slow dredging, like we might just be fine for a bit. See what they hit. No
Oof.
Narcomoeba again.
Yeah.
Nice. And we don't really
Nothing.
care about being Cabal therapied, so even if we miss one turn, I think we have a good shot. But
Yes.
okay, that's pretty good. So we can play the painter and then attack, and then if they don't hit something really, if they don't really go off next turn, so I'd name. I wouldn't name red just because they might have Hydroblast in their deck.
Hmm.
I would actually probably. So let's go through it. They could have Snuff Out because we've seen Underground Sea. Naming black does let them grief, but I don't think we're bothered about that. Like our hand doesn't really matter now.
I like the stuff
Blue,
outline.
yeah, I think that's name black. I think we have a red card to pitch to Fury already if it matters. So yeah.
I think one bonus of playing Painter online is how cards look as like
It's so cool.
multicolor spells. Yeah.
I really hope they dredge into an LED because seeing LED with black is the coolest thing. Look at the Lowe's pedal in the graveyard. So cool.
Yeah, that's pretty metal. It's like a ritual.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Oof.
Very cool. So feeling pretty good. I think they're not going to dredge here. I think they see that they're in so much trouble. Yes, and that natural draw. This is exactly it. I think they need to. They need to hit a breakthrough and get National Rider into play. Really good decision from them, in my opinion. Ta-da! Oh shit! Very well. Yeah, play well, get rewarded. All right, let's not hit a National Rider or like too much power. We have a chance to beat this. They got one Narcomoeba, and then they get to one bridge. They didn't hit much there.
2 bridge.
2 bridges. Okay. So they got one Narcomoeba, they sack, and they just got more things. So they sack it, get 2 zombies. Yeah, we're cozy. We're beating this easily. Doesn't really matter what they take. They probably do name Fury. See. Because Fury is the thing that they don't want. The other nice thing is sacrificing the painter. Yeah, nice. They're playing for great. The nice thing about sacking the painter is it does also sacrifice, so it gets rid of their bridges. Nice, yeah. Yeah, this chap is like he's played Dredge for a long time. Knows his shit.
Yeah, it's really tough to like I think a lot of people just it's like a bit of a
There he says.
what's the I feel like LED Dredge has like a bad rep. Or non-LED Dredge has a bad rep, so to see it going like this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Cool. So I would just play Mountain, and then I would we're not getting Dragon Ninja, are we? We're gonna just pop their graveyard. So we're gonna sack the painter, bring in the Soul Guide Lantern, and then nuke their graveyard. And then if we draw a mana source, we win next turn. If not, it's fine as well.
Exiling the bridges is also nice. I guess they get exiled either way, but
yeah, I didn't really think about that. Just whatever. And then you don't need to pay mana to.
Oh my gosh, it's that broken?
You just do it. All right. Can we beat 2/2/2s? Well, they'll have some follow-ups as well. But if we draw a mana as well, then we get to win next turn, which is pretty nice. But
yeah, wow.
I like our spot a lot. Oh, okay. The brainstorm, nice. Chat saying Control J is one of my favorite deck developments ever. It's like the daddy's uncle. Yeah, I don't know how good it is. They're clearly just incredibly good with Dredge, and I know they've done pretty well with the deck. But it's very cool. Like Force of Will and Grief just seem to fit in so well. I think if there was one good card that enabled Dredge that was both blue and black, it would just really, really catapult the deck a bit. I feel like they should maybe play Reanimate as well. Reanimate and Grief is just so powerful.
That'd be pretty sweet. And we've obviously
Yeah.
seen that out of some of the new builds of Blue Black Shadow.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So let's see what we draw.
Draw.
If it's mana, it's easy. More hate.
Okay.
Oh god, poor thing. So we've got a bunch of options here. So we can make a construct, which is obviously fine, nice to get some board pressure. So it'll be a 2/2. And then we just get a Grafdigger's Cage, which is pretty nice. We have Grafdigger's Cage and Macabre. Another thing is we could float mana. Float mana, play Magus, get. Then we can't get a Pedal. I feel like we just want to like shut down some of the things. So I think I'd actually just. We do want something for the 2/2s. So yeah, I would make a construct and get a Grafdigger's Cage, I think.
Nice. Yeah.
Just like, yeah, we're looking good in the game. Don't mess things up by losing out. And then yeah,
we
we
can
can
attack.
attack, yeah.
We're not going to block with it.
Yeah.
Is there any reason to use the fairy under the cage? I assume we just let them dredge if they want to dredge.
And the yeah, I think we should let them dredge. And then if they have like a removal spell for the cage, that's where we take action. Yeah. And I think we don't block yet as well.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
chances of getting this as a 3/3 are pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah. And also it's just a thing to sacrifice to bring in. Oh no, we can't bring in the Dragon Engine now through the cage, but that's okay. But yeah, we just want to get it to a 3/3. So let's see where it goes.
How does that work if you trade the Grafdigger's Cage with the...
That works. That works. We just probably don't want to sacrifice the cage. Yeah. But that works because the sacrifice is part of the cost. And so with the engineer targeting the creature in the graveyard, the Grafdigger's Cage is ready in the graveyard. Yeah. Opponent hasn't seen any of our fairies yet either. You've just seen a Soul Guide and a Grafdigger's Cage and a Magus. This looks like a thug. Okay.
Thug. Okay. That's when you know you're in a good spot.
Yeah. I've lost to those stupid beats sometimes, but yeah. I guess we'll play a Thornton. And
Yeah, making the constructor 3/3 is also quite nice. And then the engineer just blocks this for days, and then the construct just,
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're pretty good. It's just going to take quite a few turns to get through things, but I'm surprised if they are dredging, so it might mean they have an out to it, but probably doesn't leave them with an out to like the cage plus fairy.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is like Hogak in hand potentially.
We'll check their graveyard. They might hit a bridge.
No.
I don't understand this attack then, but let's just block 3/3 on 2/2s, and they might have like a bounce spell for one of the artifacts, in which case it shrinks the construct. They put a creature back on top, which is targeting Narcomoeba. Okay. Alright. Usually I'm pretty good at working out what the graveyard stuffy decks are trying to do, but I'm not sure here. Alright. We have more life than they have cards in library. That's a good start. Okay. We can't do that with the cage, but all right. So I'm just wondering whether to like, actually play the Magus off the Ancient Tomb. We go to 8, and then we look really silly if we die to this Stinkweed Imp, which is very unlikely, but it is possible. I just don't think we need to. What we could do is end of their turn is bring in the Phyrexian Dragon Engine by sacrificing the cage, and then bring the cage back in by sacrificing something.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Yeah, and I don't think the Magus is worth 2 life points at this point. Like they're playing their shitters. They have a Narcomoeba on top, so they're actually going to bring a Narcomoeba in and just play more flyers. So yeah, I would just pass. I mean, we're looking for like a Fury or something. It doesn't seem like they have Creepy Chill in their deck. They've got 9 cards left, so I think they just like their out is finding flying creatures. So yeah, we do. what about sacking Thorn for engine? The Dragon engine can't come into play with the Grafdigger's Cage in play, so we need to sacrifice the Grafdigger's Cage. Here comes a Narcomoeba. Yep. If we find some black mana, we can play the fairy to block. Alright, so yeah, end of their turn, they'll sack Cage to bring in the Dragon engine. Oh, we're actually going to discard the fairy. So actually, with this on the stack, let's just look at their graveyard and take out 2 relevant cards. So we'll take out their other, the Narcomoeba and the Icarid, probably.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah. All right. Yes.
Nice.
Cool. All right. So you can attack with the Dragon engine, and then we'll play 2 welders. Someone said I hope they throw a kick, but I assume they mean Thoracle. So we got a blast for that, but I'd be amazed if they have Oracle, but that'd be crazy.
Is there? Yeah, maybe just do we hold up the red blast?
No, I think I'd play the other welder.
Nice. And then let's get rid of the
and then
dragon.
Yeah, do we want to do it straight away? GG. Okay, cool. We got it. Nice.
Very cool.
These kind of games at the end there where you're like, all right, we've got it won, but let's just not die to the random 1-1 and 1-2 flyer beats. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it definitely becomes a game of like, okay, how do we lose from here? And
Yes.
flies is definitely like a good.
Dude, I'm terrible in those situations. I'm just like, I start panicking when I'm really ahead because I'm like, shit, how do I lose? This is all gonna go wrong.
When did you start playing Painter?
About 3 years, maybe more like 4 years ago now. So I always liked the deck. I remember watching Jack Kitchen play on like the SCG Legacy Sundays, and I was like, this deck is really cool. I played Fair Blue most of my like Legacy quote unquote career. Like I played Esper Stoneblade for a long time, and then Shardless is probably what I played most, and I played some Full Color Delver and stuff. But then I was just always looking at like, you know what, this deck is super sweet. I love it. And then at a Pioneer GP, I was just like, right, I'm gonna sell loads of Pioneer cards, loads of modern cards, and just buy some stuff that I want for Legacy that I've always wanted to. And I was going around the traders, and then I saw the I know what he's playing. This is gonna be cool. So I saw the Painters and Grindstones. Oh, great! I can get that. And then right there, I got Painters, Grindstones, 2 cities. I think I got LEDs at that thing as well. And I built Ant and Painter basically at that GP. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Right. So yeah. So I know our opponent and I know what he's playing. It's pretty cool. But I think this is again another keep in the dark. Like this hand we're on the play, so we get to like make a 2-drop before they get tempo, and we just have like we're hoping that they're a grindy deck basically.
Yeah, it's quite nice we get to have Great Furnace in play with Engineer, but I assume we just lead on Mountain, Spirit Guide, Engineer, and then next turn show the Furnace. Just
to show you how little of a fan I am of Great Furnace, I wish this was a Mountain in this hand. Even though the synergy with Engineer, I hate getting wastelanded. Like especially with 2 Fables in hand, you want to make your land drops. So, but yeah, let's go Mountain Go. I'll just go Mountain Go. Yeah. Cool. We don't need to play the Engineer. Like we don't really have anything good to get yet. Yeah.
You might know, but I don't know what to get yet either. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
So like we don't know what matchup it is. Maybe we want a Brayer's Apprentice. Maybe we want the other combo piece. So yeah.
Cool.
All right, that's pretty nice. So that's really nice because this could be Delver. And the Spirit Guide can play around days, or if they're like a combo deck, we get to Pyroblast Spirit Guide.
Yeah.
So I would just play Great Furnace and Engineer here. And so I'm kind of inclined to get a Grindstone here just because our hand is very grindy already. You
Yeah.
could get the Dungeoneers pack. This is a fun spot for Dungeoneers pack. What do you think?
Look, we've put it in the deck, and this is a
Let's-
pretty fun stream. So let's go with.
yeah, cool. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I like that we're gonna be probably stopping in our turn while our opponent picks this up and goes like, "What does this actually do?"
Yeah, totally. Cool. It's even funnier because I know what our opponent's playing, and it's really bad in the matchup. But push. Okay, maybe actually it might not be what I thought it was. Okay, fine. They've posted like a really crazy Force of Will-less Doomsday deck
Ah, interesting.
with griefs and reanimates and stuff. But yeah, hey, this could be Shadow then, is what I think. Or no, it's probably could be Doomsday Tempo Doomsday with the thing. All right, I would just play Welder off the Furnace here. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I think it's just such a blowout if we lose the Spirit Guide and the Fable to like a daze or
Yes,
something like that.
exactly. Even a Force is like a really bad exchange for us because then we're hoping we'll draw mana for the next one. We don't have Pyroblast up. Like the Painter doesn't really do much yet, so yeah, I'll let that go. Adam Elgar says, "Sounds like you need to embrace the power of Droshforge Bridge, Callum." Yeah, I kind of like Bridge. I like it, but only in paper with Chaos Defiler. So in paper, I played Chaos Defiler as Nihil Spellbomb over the Soul Guide Lantern, and Bridge is like it goes in and out of my deck. I'm not sure about it. It's when you get down to the nitty gritties, it's like the third fetch versus the bridge. I'm not sure. Yeah. All right, what they're doing here? Maybe it's another Strix, which the nice thing, this deck doesn't really care about Strix, so you get to just ignore it usually. Sometimes you have like a Saga hand, and it's a bit annoying, but usually you don't care.
I'd love to. I'm sure it's on like the bucket list, but against like Doomsday, if they have two Strixes and like one's in the bin, to mill them out by like weldering their Strixes would be hilarious.
Yes, that is pretty cool. Ooh. So I'm looking at the pack and I'm looking at Fable. Pack comes in play on taps actually, so we can just do it end of their turn. So yeah, I'll just play Tomb. That's a great draw. Wow. So I just play Tomb off the Furnace and the Tomb, and then Fable off the Furnace and Tomb. Sorry.
Yep, and then we
And
can
then
hold
leave
up
up the Welder.
Pyroblast, and then this doesn't
Yeah.
even take mana to do. Insane.
Yeah. We get to bring in the pack. Let's go backpacking, everyone. All right, who in chat
Nice.
is ready to go on a trip? All right.
Oh,
I
think.
would let this go.
Yeah, I think because you have the backup as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have more action, and the pack is gonna. I mean, it's kind of awkward into the Strix, I guess, but whatever. We're backpacking. We might have to blast the Strix, but I'm also expecting a Murktide to be in our future soon. All right. Oh, this is a grief. It is a grief. All right. I think we should let them take something. They probably take the Fable. So I'm still not sure if this is Doomsday or Shadow. Well, they haven't played in Water Graves, have they? So I think it's a weird build of Doomsday.
Yeah. Especially the main deck
The
push.
The push kind of threw me off, but yeah. So I feel like they take Fable. Yeah. All right. I think we just bring the pack in. It's kind of awkward versus their threats.
Does that mean we just blast the bird now?
No, because then they have the grief to attack and take it still next turn. So I think I'll just get hit by the Strix and bring in the pack for the Great Furnace. We don't have to sacrifice it straight away, but we probably will.
Oh, of course, it's not ETB, you get it. So we do have some options.
No, yeah, it's definitely that would be so good. You play all the ancient tomb decks, but oh,
that's pretty good.
I would just play that. And if we really need the mana, like we can weld if they're dazed, for example, we could weld the pack out for the Great Furnace.
Damn, I feel like Welder is getting close to DRC here.
Yeah, what it can
make a
do.
mana.
Yeah, Welder is genuinely one of the most powerful creatures in the format. It just needs a lot of like support and build around it, but when you do have it clicking, it's crazy. And because I do think they are a Doomsday build, I am really inclined to still keep up this like Blast Spirit Guide.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they know about
Well,
it with the grief, but still not too bad.
yeah, it's true. It's true. We are starting to die, but the pack can gain us some life. I'm looking at probably like Painter blasting this grief at some point as well. But I also want to keep the blast for a. Oh, another grief is bad for us.
Or just
Just
Doomsday?
Doomsday. Yeah, that looks like a Doomsday, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what they do.
As Phil would say, what it do?
What it do?
Or in
Doomsday's
this
basically
case,
entreat.
wow, it is. Especially the new builds with St. Catherine.
That card is not good.
Oh, you
It's
don't like
really
it?
not- No, it's okay. Like, I'm not gonna say it's bad.
Hmm.
It's kind of cool and it does some things, but it just makes you play. It's a middle game or late game threat, and it just like makes you play towards it and like sequence your cantrips in this awkward way, and you draw it at the wrong time, and it like a 5/5 lifelink is a big ass body, but like you just don't have control over when it comes to play enough, I think.
Hmm.
So it just makes the play patterns awkward. I'm quite interested to see how we die here. What it do?
I assume they will have if they play Cavern, a Cavern build with 2 cards
Slow
left.
Pile. Yeah, could do. I wonder how we can get an artifact in the graveyard for your Strix trick. It might happen if they have a pedal or something.
Yeah. Sorry, I mean a Cavern build with 0 cards. So that Pyroblast on the stack doesn't work, and then Pyroblast on the Oracle doesn't work. I guess
Yes,
because
yeah.
they have the Strix as well.
Yeah, so they need 3. But what I mean is, like, maybe if they have an artifact to get in their graveyard, do your trick with the welder and make the Strix
Yeah.
draw on the stack. But yeah. If only
Which
we had a repeatable way of looking at the top 3 cards of a library and choose their order for one, let's say 1 generic mana. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know where from though. I wonder where. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm clueless.
One thing we could do is Painter, and then if they did play an artifact, we could blast the pedal and then make
Yeah.
them have to start doing it.
Yeah.
Which
We need like it's kind of awkward. We need another turn cycle to like take out the Strix, then bring it back in. But yeah. Yes. Dungeoneers pack not looking amazing, I'll be honest.
Kel,
But
what's
look,
this
we came
hate?
prepared.
Come on.
We came prepared. We've got our lunch with us. We're ready to go in the dungeon. Grindstone on top. Yeah, we want a grindstone.
Wait a second.
It does-
I assume there's a cycle of these. If there's a pack, there's a torch. What else is there?
I don't know. Do you want to go on Magic Online and like search Dungeoneers?
It's making. Is it quality 0? Yeah, that's how you can search.
Yeah.
It's tough because like Trailblazer's torch is different.
Oh
so I'm not sure
yeah.
if everything is.
I forgot it was Trailblazers. I actually bought like every single initiative card recently, and I think these are the only 2.
Okay.
You can search initiative.
Can you?
Yeah, that'll come up with everything.
I never knew you could do this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, pretty recently I just bought like 4 of almost everything that was in stock. This card is really good. They didn't have any of these when I think it, but Justin has played like some vintage leagues with 4 of these, 4 of the torch, and like
that's cool.
Obviously Mishra's Workshop.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Ponder. Okay, I think we let that go. Harry says, ran into Pain's play last night playing Chiscoria and they stomped with it. Is it the real deal? I've not tried it. I'm always kind of a bit. I'm not sure about cards like that make you play loads of artifacts to the board, but they got grief. Okay, but it's a really powerful card, and I just haven't had time to try it. Like, I don't know is the honest answer. It's pretty cool.
I am tempted here to hit the Strix.
Hit the Strix, and so they have to take the painter and can weld the painter in.
Yeah.
Grindstone.
And then we could potentially get to the stage where we can... I guess it's tough because with a pedal or an LED, they can just sack it in response to welder to not get back the Strix.
Yeah. I like the play though. I like pyroblasting it. Yeah. Should we have a tome scare on the sideboard for situations like this? Yes, exactly. Cool. Now they have no cards in hand, but I assume so. Oh, I would have bring the painter in.
Apologies, that's on me.
Sorry. All right. Well, let's discard this and probably find another blast or something, or grindstone would be great. Let's just enter the dungeon. Let's sack the pack because we drew a card off it as well, so we can tap tomb, sack the pack.
Ah, nice. Hell yeah.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Oh my God.
We get loads of things off it. This is the first time I've seen it happen. Look at all the things we get.
Oh my gosh. Look at
Well,
our
we're
board.
probably dead next turn. Okay. Let's attack with the shaman, I guess. And then awkwardly, as much as we want to play the saga, I think we need to play the mountain and painter because we need them to just have an unknown card just in case they take a turn not killing us.
Yep. Nice.
So play mountain, play painter, and then we will be like sacking a treasure to get the pack back in. Let's name blue because we could pretend we have a blast. We went backpacking though. We went backpacking.
I love it.
But they fetch probably no. Okay, we should be dead here.
2.
Okay. Go on, let us bring your Strix in somehow.
There's Oracle.
Oh, they just go for it. Okay. We don't have anything graveyard to get, do we? Got another servant. No. Okay. Fair beats. Why is Thas Oracle not an artifact?
You were in my head just then because I was thinking the exact same thing.
Nice. All right, so you want the blast. I love Maguses. I don't like Thorns actually.
Okay.
Because they're playing like Strixes, Griefs. I generally don't like Thorn that much either, like against normal ones, because we are heavily leaving up Pyroblasts a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Probably the Furies. Blast at least hits like all their creatures pretty much, other than Murktide, but hitting Grief is nice. Also just being able to like potentially do another 3 bolts to the face.
Yeah, I would keep the Furies over bolts though.
Okay.
Because you can like nab a Strix plus a Grief and stuff. So I think I'd got all 4 bolts and
nice.
And probably the Soul Guide.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I think
nothing else really tickles my fancy.
Yeah. Often I'm trimming a Fable or 2 in this matchup, but they have a more grindy version, I guess. So yeah. All right, so Grindstone is pretty good against them. I would keep,
yeah, especially Grindstone. The engineer does find painter if we need it.
Yeah, so I think the curve of this hand is Saga, play Grindstone into Mountain Engineer.
Nice.
Yeah, and then if they play a Doomsday, then we either play Mountain to leave a blast, play Saga turn 1 to get like another piece of fast mana if we need it, or another Grindstone if they get rid of this somehow.
Yeah, especially even like a Lotus Petal to hold up the blast is pretty sweet.
Yeah, exactly. So we probably get like a Lotus Petal off the Saga. They might have a Grief for this engineer, and then we play the Tomb and start making constructs. And then the nice thing about Tomb constructs is we leave up Grindstone. So if they actually have a fast Doomsday, we get to end a turn, activate, and then untap, activate again, which is they generally struggle to beat. Cool. Yeah, I'm almost tempted to actually just do the tomb play rather than the engineer, because if they have, we saw a push already.
Yeah, that's a great.
But
Yeah,
we know they have full grief. It's let's see what we draw. There's definitely arguments for both. But I think because we have the grindstone, they're just gonna like take it slower. But the thing that's so good about the let's just wait and see what we draw. But making constructs, I'm actually leaning to, because leaving up grindstone with 3 mana. All right, now we're gonna definitely do it. But I think this is actually fine that they're doing this. Yeah, Romario is saying I don't think their versions of the same turn win, so that's another reason to leave up 3 mana and just make constructs. So yeah, I think there's a lot of reasons to actually just do this, regardless of them having the grief or not. So
Painter.
we'd love those.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I think we're
Sweet.
still just playing Tomb Go.
Yeah, because even next turn, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 mana if we really want to offer Petal, which would allow us to just paint them anyway.
Yeah, if they tap out, then we could go for it. But I'm just worried about just a fatal push. It's such a huge tempo loss. If we like play the painter now, then we lose one of the constructs. We lose the whole like line of Endstone, Grindstone, U, etc. Okay, that's all right. We're gonna make lots of constructs, which are gonna beat their face. So they'll take painter, and okay, I think we're just gonna hit them really hard with constructs, and that'll probably just be it. So yeah, I don't know. I think this is still pretty bad for them.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, let's make another construct, I think. Because we want to get it to 4/4 to beat the grief. And then
this is interesting.
probably just getting a Mox Opal.
Yeah. Having that mana that sticks around is really nice. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, we have a grindstone play. Yeah, I'm being stupid. Cool. Yeah. Let's hit them for 4.
And then
I think I would just pass. I like being safe here.
Yeah, also Engineer's an unknown card, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah. I don't think they have a 1-turn win. I don't think they can just untap and kill us, but I'm not sure. I don't want to take that risk. I think.
Because of our clock, would you... I guess it's like an end-step brainstorm is a little bit different, but if they like went to their turn and then cantripped, would you be pretty happy just to throw away this blast
because
effect?
they missed the land drop last turn? Yeah, I would. So here they're probably gonna. I think they have a push. So I think I still like attacking. They'll block one, push the other, and trade off, and that leaves way for our engineer to combo them next turn. I think.
Quick question: if we have 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, which means we have 2 for Welder, we actually have access to 3 red. Does that mean we can flashback this thing? What's that? Unearth? Oh, it's 5. Okay.
7. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Almost. That's a good point though. Yeah, that would have been good because then they become 5/5s and they chump block 1, take 5, 9, go to 2. Yeah, I think let's just smash. I expect removal spell and then we'll both trade off, which is cool. Which actually, this is a bit of a mistake here. We should have played the engineer pre-combat so we get to use the Mox Opal.
Nice. Yep.
That's right. We'll take 2 off the ancient tomb. Well, it does mean we don't actually get to leave up grindstone. Yeah, it's a bit of a punt, but that's all right. That's
on me.
Play,
that's on
yeah.
me.
No, I missed it as well.
Let's just go to game 3.
Dude, no. Yeah. Let's just play the mountain first, just in case they force it.
Apologies. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
Look, let's get the Fire Axe and Dragon Engine.
Yeah,
I think get the Dragon Engine
because the paint is already in the bin. Yeah, nice.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. All right. There was also like an argument to not attacking there, but I think making them have the push, and then if they have another push, then we get to unearth the Dragon Engine at least. And I think we'll snap blast any cantrip here. Okay. They have another push. then we still get to draw 3 off the Dragon Engine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, especially getting rid of the Strix. Like that's kind of an extra card as well.
Yeah. Have they hit their second land drop yet as well? No. Maybe they do here. So they're going to go to 4 cards in hand. They do need to kill this engineer or they die. I doubt Doomsday cares to take the sideboard slot to put like a Guy's Blessing or anything in there. Found the push. Yep, nice. Down to 2 cards though. Could like find a Murktide, but let's just yeah, we'll do it off the city. So we'll tap City, Tomb, yeah, and do that. And then we will be able to tap the Moxo for mana as well. So if we find like an engineer, we'll play it pre-combat.
Nice.
There we go. So let's just play the engineer off that. I guess we could do it second main because the Dragon Engine leaves end of turn, but here, let's just get...
Send a message.
Yeah, get the pack. Get the pack. Send a message.
Okay. It's not a great draw either, so putting it in the bin's kind of nice.
True.
That's
Hey, don't talk bad about my card like that. Cool. Carador in chat says, Callum, what was your opinion on Guy's Blessing? It's annoying. Like it's if you find like you're losing to Painter a lot, playing a Guy's Blessing or a Eldrazi is good. Like nice. You'll sometimes catch Painter players with it. It's much better against the blue versions of Painter. This one just wins with combat so much of the time, like 50% or a little bit more, and it wins with combat because you get to like make people play scared of the combo. So if you have this in your deck, you can kind of ignore the combo side of things. But because it's now kind of a known quantity, even when like people started playing at the beginning, I was like, I just knew who was playing it, and you can tell by like the way people play if they have it or not. Actually, so our opponent right now, we played against him and his team in the Four Seasons team tournament. His name's Lee. He's from America actually, and Julian was playing Painter against him, and we worked out like he played a removal spell on 1 turn on a flipped Fable rather than Engineer. And so because we had the combo, it was just like, okay, well now we know you have Guys Blessing in the deck. I'm just going to use all the resources doing other things. So it's cool. Like if you feel like you have the sideboard slot and you feel like you have a bad Painter matchup, it's a good sideboard option. But like it doesn't just beat Painter at all. Painter just attacks you. So that's what I think about it.
Yeah, it's a cool card. I'm a big fan, especially being a green card as well. It's always nice to see.
Look, we can play Painter on green in 1 game to make you happy.
Thank you.
I think we should cut this Dungeoneers pack. It's not great against Doomsday.
Yeah.
And also they have fast menace and flying creatures, so
What do you think about A Bolt?
I was about to say bring in a 3rd Fury.
Okay. Yeah.
But I could see a Bolt as well. It's close. Between those two, the Fury is kind of worse into Grief in a weird way in that they like take your other good red cards, but yeah. Thanks for answering. I felt that for green decks, specifically just including another Force of Vigor or something, for a better use of the slot. Yes, I totally agree. I would prefer to play against Guy's Blessing than Force of Vigor.
A little bit awkward against like a Grief start.
Yeah, sounds a bit poopy. I would throw it back. I would snap keep this against like normal Doomsday, but I think this is a mulligan.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, this is better. This is oh sorry, I thought this other world was something else. This is like a classic trap pan that doesn't really do anything. But I'm inclined to keep because I trust in the deck. We're going to draw an engineer.
I assume
I think it's good enough.
Second welder that we drop.
I think
or pedal.
I think because we're on 6, it's the pedal.
Also means Fatal Push doesn't destroy the hand either.
Yeah. I think because the pedal is like obviously good with the welders, but I don't know. We can always draw what we need exactly. Like a mountain. Excellent. So let's play a welder. I think if this was like, I would mulligan this as a 7, but I think as a 6, this is a keep. And hope that they have like a hand with pushes and strix and stuff.
Yeah, kind of slow reactive hand.
We do have 4 Magus in the deck to just draw 2 and probably win off. Which I know they have 2 basics, but they haven't seen them in game 2. So maybe we're on the draw though. They could always just grief a Magus. So I don't really want to multiply for something against them, as well as the thinking.
Do you think Magus leads to a lot of wins where your opponent just doesn't expect Magus?
100%, absolutely. It's yeah, all the time. All right, our hand's good against Thoughtseize as well because nothing's great. They probably take the blast. With the first welder in play, taking the painter doesn't achieve that much because we can just draw an artifact. And taking the welder, like we have already one in play, so I feel like that's like the blast. But yeah, Magus is secretly like a anti-underground sea deck, but you beat like combo decks a lot with it as well, and it just comes in against all the 4 color decks as well. It's just pretty good.
Okay.
I would.
We do have, like, you could go Furnace into Painter. If they counter the Painter, then we just have Great Furnace to trade off.
Yeah. I don't want to do that just in case we draw Magus. And we just don't have anything else going on, so we do need to draw something. But we could still play the Furnace. Or I don't want to play the Furnace just because it's information to give them.
Yep.
So I might like feign that we drew a blast by just playing the Welder. Because, yeah, just play a Welder off the mountain. Just because the Servant like is a better use of mana, it doesn't really achieve anything. Yeah, and let's attack them with a Welder. And we're very grief proof at the moment.
Did I just apologies? I want to right click.
Oh no,
and
we're gonna
attack.
lose.
No,
We're gonna lose because of that
don't,
one life.
Callum, please.
Look, they're an odd number, so they're gonna lose like a whole 10 less life because of Doomsday or something.
Do you know what manifest means? Oof.
I do.
That's a little bit awkward. Oh, do they have Voidwalker into? Don't helm us. No, does that work?
Dude, they're gonna helm us.
Okay, we're all good.
Okay. Oh, they do excel it, so we can't. These welders are looking very silly into that now. Oh dear. Well, it's time to draw a Fury. I guess this was a reason for Painter, but I didn't see Douthie coming. All right, well, let's just play another one. Let's play off the Furnace. Play around days, I guess. But... And let's name blue, yeah. And we can play the Furnace because they've seen it. All right, let's just draw a Grindstone, baby.
I'm really excited.
I also double block the grief with the welders here.
Yeah, that's a great point. Especially with the Voidwalker in play, they're not really doing a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, I don't think Sudden Edict is a card that we need to play around, which is nice.
No, if they have a push, it's pretty bad, but then it means we get to draw a Grindstone or try and draw a Grindstone. Nice, okay. All right, don't play another good thing.
They play this.
One card in hand.
Huh.
We did see that game 1.
Oof.
Excellent, excellent. I wouldn't even attack just in case they have like an
opposition
like
or something weird. Yeah.
Just the life total doesn't matter. All right, that was a very good draw. We've had 2 good draws in a row. Just believe in the heart of the cards. All right, opponent, just keep missing.
I would assume there's no other creatures in Legacy that actually have Shadow. That are like played, or even like mildly played.
Yeah, I think so.
Like even like Alurin doesn't have like a weird shadow creature.
What about Cunning Wish for Shadow Rift and make your Psychotog have Shadow? But no.
Right.
You lost the Douthies earlier. Sultari Priest.
Reanimator that went just like Voidwalker into Voidwalker into Voidwalker. And we're there with like Fluster and Double Vines. It's like, oh god.
Oh, nasty.
Pretty funny. Okay.
All right. I think I would just
play the Fable.
I would actually just play that.
Yeah,
play that. And keep the mountain in hand.
Yep.
And just again not attack. Just in case they play a random wasteland for the saga. Or they could have a removal spell for the painter when we go for a combo. So let's just see what we draw. Would love to draw like a blast, but I think if they have removal, they'll kill the painter main phase. So
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
nice
Oh my
baby. Good,
gosh.
just believe in the heart of the cards.
Nice. Love it.
Just gotta believe.
My hands are actually
So
getting
that
quite
was
sweaty there.
yeah, that was
I
close.
was nervous.
That was a yeah. That was I don't know about that hand. It was pretty bad, but they're just a deck you don't want to multiply against, I think. So again, I didn't Dalthea wasn't on my radar, which really should have been because it makes a lot of sense for that deck. But would have been a reason to bring in more Furies, honestly. Have 4 in there, but I don't know. The hand just didn't do anything. Like 2 welders, Blair. But if you just believe in the little guy painter, then it all comes together.
Yeah, the deck's been nice. Especially
Yeah,
Fable. Fable's really nice at just like making sure you can keep things going.
Yeah. Fable, good card. It just does everything. I think anyone that's listened to me talk about Painter before will just be so bored of me saying the same things, but like just does everything the deck wants. Everything. It's just insane.
Yeah,
And
especially
it
putting
goes
stuff into the pit
really
as well that
crazy
you
with
can't get back.
Defiler. Sorry?
Especially putting stuff into the graveyard that you can get back and actually use like the graveyard
Yes.
as a resource with goblins.
Yeah. I wish Fable was an artifact so you could weld it in and out, but you can't have everything.
Stop it.
That'd be so gross. Oh, engineer for Fable welded in. Oh my god. Oh my god.
KCC.
Oh, KCC. Let's go. They're going to be playing the wildest shit.
Okay, we have.
So this is a cool hand.
Yeah.
Cool. I would call this like on the middle to higher side of like power level. So it's very good, and I would snap keep this.
Yeah.
It's not the actual best hands are just Ancient Tomb and Lotus Petal with 2 Fables.
Mm.
But yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I think if like maybe this mountain was a soul land, like an ancient tomb, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then you could go like Mountain Welder into turn 2 Painter and stuff. Oh, this is the most classic KCC start ever. So anyone in the chat that doesn't know KCC, they can play some normal stuff sometimes. They usually play Mox Diamond, Loam, but then like just random stuff. Really weird. But they're good with like lands and depths. So
That's cool. Crop?
Crop?
Green Suns, okay.
Oh. Of course. Alright. 1 card left in hand. But we are under the gun. Ooh, okay. So as much as I want to bolt that, it might not be correct. We might need to go for a fast painter in to have Pyroblast up for their because they're going for stage depths probably. So it's still okay though. I think I would go mountain and just bolt that because then the following turn we can go mountain, play painter with Lotus Petal in play and Pyroblast up, and then we can Pyroblast the dark depths with all the stuff on this deck. So
yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah,
This also plays around crop rotation.
yeah, good point. So I'll just bolt it. Yeah, nice. Like Welder here is not a bad play as well, but it's I want to keep the pedal for the Pyroblast, so let's just pass.
Nice.
And probably expecting them to just like play a land and pass and get depths at some point.
Yeah, I wonder if they also play Beseiju, which is pretty nice off the map.
Yep, absolutely could do. So they can't do the whole Yavimaya thing, but all right. So let's play pedal first, and then painter, name blue, and pass. This is a really cool situation where Simi Spirit Guide is way better than the pedal. So they could get a Beseiju. If they do, I'm probably just going to be blasting the Dark Depths.
Yeah.
Straight away. Don't give them like the options to try and find things. Okay, yeah, let's just blast the depths. Yeah.
Part of me, it doesn't feel right, but we'll do it.
Come to the dark side, Dukes. We could have also hit the Mox Diamond actually. We should have hit the Mox Diamond, I think.
Nice, yeah.
But there was ways we get punished for that. So Dark Confident. All right.
Ancient Tomb.
Think.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's kill them. All right. So just play Grindstone and activate now before they get 2 mana.
Yeah.
There we go. Monkey time, baby. I love a good monkey. Julian says not a fan of blasting at all. I'm gonna be honest, like there was loads of potential like ways that goes, and I wasn't thinking about it very much. Cool. Mega seems good. Needle seems good. So weirdly, so against like Naya Depths, I don't actually bring in Megas because they have like easy ways to swords it and stuff. But I think against whatever case he's doing, it's okay. And against like dedicated depth decks, I'll bring in the extra blast because you want to have Painter Blast, but I don't know if they're actually dedicated to it, so I'm not sure.
Especially the Bob.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't really know what they're doing. I think I'd be inclined to like. I don't really know. I don't know what they're doing. It's just like, yeah, 4 color, no blue stuff, and the map tells me they probably play Saga.
Does Green Suns at all make you want to think about Grafdigger's Cage, or is hitting our own stuff just not worth it?
Yeah, I think hitting our own stuff is not worth it. It's just Green Sun, I think. So
Yeah,
and they can like, he's clearly like wanting to use it for the Dryad Arbor as well. So
yeah, that's very true. It's also probably a small package.
Yeah, I think I would just bring in 3 Megas because against like Mox Diamond could be weird, and on the draw, I think we'll bring in 4 on the play. I think the Dungeoneers pack.
No, don't say it.
Dude, I don't know. It's so just rubbish. No, it's not. It's okay. But I think on the draw, it's just very slow. We want it for like the band control, just blue-white X stuff, not these kind of faster ones.
Yeah.
I think because we have 2 Fury, I've seen Bob. I think I'll just trim like a bolt, and probably a blast as well. I'd cut a grindstone because I think they're unlikely to have like prismatic endings.
Yeah.
So they're probably like a Seiju replique thing. And last cut, I think we still want all our fast mana. We could cut a Liz Pedal actually, because they might have Collector Roof. Yeah. Let's cut a Liz Pedal, yeah. I trim Pedal in basically all kind of Collector Roof matchups.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Alright. This is a turn 3 kill, but I'm sure they have interaction for that. So
yeah, I think it's really hard to like throw this back.
Yeah, I think this is good. It's a bit slow on the draw, but it's got stuff. Yeah. Build or Burn says Blue White Staff is everywhere for some strange reason. It's pretty good. People love Blue White Control, and it's not bad. It's pretty good. So I think I think it's like Staff would be there for those kind of matchups. Ooh, here comes Bobby. It's pretty good. All right. Unfortunately, I think we just play Mount and Go.
Yeah.
Like we did have like a turn 3 just Goldfish. We go Saga into Painter into get Grindstone, but with the turn 1 Bob, they'll just have stuff for it. All right. So Jury Step means they are okay. They are pretty heavier on the depth stuff, I guess. All right. So it's like Jund depth. All right. Fury is awesome against them. Let's just say that much.
Yeah, right now it'd be sweet.
All right, so the hand is Step, and they can combo next turn. So I think we just need to like play Saga, play Painter on blue, and hope they don't go for it for some reason. But we have way more information now for game 3. It's our hand was a bit slow when we were hoping they didn't have something like they have. We're also like just finding out what they're doing. Yeah.
Brainstorm.
So Brainstorm.
What?
Oh my god. Okay. So
I guess we haven't seen white.
Yeah. Chat's gonna say Sajiri Step, but no, we haven't seen white. Oh, look at the combo: Brainstorm and Elvish Reclaimer. Is that your kind of combo, dudes? Oh, okay.
I do admire it.
All right. Are they going to main phase this? They definitely should. Unless they have removal for the Painter, then they can get even more value from us. But yeah. Combo, yeah. We are drawing dead.
Breya, but they still have Breya because the token can't be given protection from step.
But the token is blue.
Ah, it is too.
Yeah. All right. Let's just.
Is that just game?
We might have won if we just played Saga turn 1, but
Yeah.
that's right. Let's go to game 3. All right. Now we know what's going on. So they are. This is hard sideboarding because I want the 4th Magus and I want the Bolt and the Furies. I think to bring all those things in, we just need to like cut blasts basically, which is our only interaction for the combo. But I
One
think
of each.
Yeah. I'd bring in the Lotus Pedal as well, because we're bringing 4 Magus.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they just have the one blast?
I might just trim a Fable instead of a blast. Like keep 2 blasts in. So let me just go through it. So we've got all our fast mana, that's good. Welder's good, Bolts on the play. Yeah, Bolts are good. Bolts are good. Like, so with this setup, I'm completely accepting that we might lose to a depth kind of fast hand, but I don't think they're too common. We do have the Brayers. I think let's bring in one more blast just for a bolt. So we like. I don't think we're going to be wanting to draw more than one, and we could, if we draw a blast, we can pitch to Fury still, depending on what's going on. But yeah, I like this.
Yeah, nice.
Let's hope we just have like a really fast Magus, and they just die to that. Oh my god, this is a wild one. Let's just kill them. We're on the play.
Yeah. Turn 1 Painter?
Yeah, turn 1 Painter, because if we draw a fast mana, they die. Yep. And we'll name blue, because we do have the blast in the deck, I think. Alright, let's race them. Let's see what they got. These are the hands I hate. Like, you do often win, but like, oh, I don't know. It feels... What they got? Bob? Yeah.
Turn 1 Bob again.
They're just
That's
like,
fine.
do we actually win or not? They could have Force of Vigor in the deck. Oh. Well, let's play the Saga and play the Grindstone, I think. Okay, if they had Force of Vigor, they would have probably hit the Saga and the Painter there. I wouldn't even attack.
Okay,
Yeah,
apologies.
play the Grindstone off the Saga. No, that's right.
Having flashbacks to the 1 damage from last turn.
Fair. All right, well, let's just hope they don't have something, I guess. Bobby, what do you say, Bobby?
Endurance.
Okay, so they can endurance
give them a turn.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's okay.
They play Otawara.
Let's do...
That kind of makes me feel like that's a sign of weakness in their mana base if they're playing a spell like Otawara, which is obviously quite good.
Like I very much agree. Yeah, Otawara would be very strong in like next turn, so I agree. What they got?
Witherbloom.
Okay. Well,
then we mill 3.
we can get up. We actually sided another Grindstone out, so we can't get one off this Saga, which is a bit awkward. Okay. Maybe it was a mistake to play it out. Let's see. Yeah, slightly punished for playing it out.
Witherbloom is 2 or less. So they could have actually just gone up to the Painter if we didn't, I guess.
Non-creature.
Non-creature. Oof.
Yeah. All right. I would just play a Saga, make some constructs, and hope we get there.
Yeah, I think Mox Opal's actually quite nice if we want it.
Yeah. I wouldn't attack here because I think we want to.
Back.
The constructs are just going to be so big they're going to bonk stuff. I don't know. Maybe we attack. Yeah, let's attack.
Yeah.
I think you're right last time as well.
Yeah, it's tough because I don't think I'll put the 2/2 in front of the Bob. I'd rather have the 3/3, which will be a 4/4.
That's why I was thinking, so they don't attack. But actually, the life loss from Bob might come up. So Yeah. Magus is looking very
Brainstorm and
funny
Bob
with
just so
3
good.
sagas. Yeah, Brainstorm and Bob is a combo as well. What do you think, Romario? Come on. That's a combo as well.
There's also a world where if we went for Engineer and they Enduranced us, we would then get the Grindstone back into the deck, but I assume that's a bit of a no-bo that they wouldn't do that because they know we're getting it off the Saga anyway.
I think there's a very good chance they do. Like, if we get like a Brayer's Apprentice, they probably will. They'll probably realize they can get it, but I think this game I don't know, we're kind of hoping that their things line up awkwardly. I think you're right, Ottawa is a bit like a sign that they don't have other lands, maybe. This is great for us. Just even 1 mana lost on tempo. It's really good. So we know they have Dried Arbor and Endurance in the hand summon. Callum is an Ensnaring Bridge hater? Yes, sir. Oh, that's annoying. If they hit the Ancient Tomb here, okay, phew. So if you're playing against Painter, I hate to say this, but in these, like, not even just this spot, if there's like an Ancient Tomb and Saga, it's usually way better to hit the Ancient Tomb.
Blast.
What a maniac. All right, whatever. They are they're respecting that we that's annoying as well. They're respecting that we have another Grindstone in the deck, I guess. All right. I just want to play the other Saga, and
yeah,
probably
attack.
Not attack. Do we want them to trade off the Bob with the construct though? I don't think so.
I think I'd be pretty happy to get rid of the Bob, especially at 15 life.
I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
If they do nothing, we just make it to get that extra damage in. Because every damage counts, as I learned last game.
Pardon me. And this, the Might's probably going to hit the Saga on 2.
Let's
see.
Urborg.
Urborg.
Okay. This mana base.
Yeah.
Look, it's working for them, but...
Oh, this Pyroblast. Their Pyroblast. Oh, this mana base as well, though. Yeah, seriously. All right. I think we're back with the construct, just because if they have removal for the other construct, then it means our Saga is living. So I think we're okay with that. They're just trying to get free damage in. Cool.
Okay.
I kind of want to just be slamming this Magus next turn. Let's see. Like, we know they've... Yeah. I think, see what we draw, but that might be the play. Depends what they do here.
X-Mage.
Alright, I want to be... Yeah, I want to slam this Magus. Now. So we can... Yeah, it'll kill our Saga, but the next time we get to play a 2/2 double strike. So let's tap the Ancient Tomb for black off the Urborg so we don't lose life. And let's just play Magus. Alright. If they have a crop rotation, good games.
Don't say it, Cal.
Look at that mana base, though. You got to respect it. Alright, nice. Urborg, Ottawa, and drop. Alright.
Are we the baddies?
We're Painters never the baddie.
Brainstorm.
What are you talking about? I don't think they can attack with the... Oof, there it was as well.
Which is tough, because if they have some sort of removal spell for the Magus, then obviously the Depths triggers.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they do, though. But now our whole game is like protect Magus.
Interesting as well that they played the land before brainstorming.
Yeah, it is.
Because now we can just play the dragon and know we can attack with both constructs as 3/3s.
Yep, exactly. Yep, let's play the mountain, play dragon, attack the constructs. Seems good. definitely don't attack with the Megas.
Yes.
Don't you do it. Don't play with my heart. Die.
Nice. All right. So they know the top from Brainstorm, so I assume this Dark Confidence
I assume
taking
it's
no
good.
damage.
Yeah, definitely. Probably game like a land or a Mox Diamond.
They also didn't have a shuffle
Yeah.
effect. So like
Yeah.
that endurance is still in the hand as well, somewhere.
Yeah. Chat saying, imagine if you misclicked.
They're floating red.
What's
And-
going on here?
oh,
I'm
crap.
scared. All right. For the shuffle effect.
Yes. And probably a basic.
They should also endurance themselves to get Otawara. Okay, back in the deck. All right, they do have a basic.
Drown in the
Drown in the luck. Okay. All right. They don't have blue or black mana yet. Oh god.
Look, I would say Drown the Lock would be a pretty good draw if Drown the Lock was red and red to cast.
Yeah, true. All right. I think we're still swinging with everything but the Magus.
Yeah. Artifact. Okay.
Cool.
Oh, sorry, I must have clicked and then not clicked.
Oh, my dude. I feel like they're going to trade
Apologies.
off the. That's all right. Well, it's yeah. I think we're still. I feel like we're still okay, but yeah. Opponent just
It's
thinking
one of
like,
those
yeah, we're
things.
really scared of our life total as well. I feel like Oof and Dried Arbor should trade off with the construct as well. So lucky we drew the basic land with Magus in play. Yeah, damn right. Okay. What does this mean? Oh, yeah, they trade. My bad. All right, let's play Engineer for probably Brayer's Apprentice. Pardon
Yeah, I love that.
me. Yeah. You know what? The pack would be kind of good here. Brayer's Apprentice is better.
Yeah, excuse me,
Oh,
but we
no.
did take it out, so
Oh, my fault. My fault. So punished. Oh, deservedly punished. But we've got like Dragon Engine. We know they have an endurance, so
oh,
yeah.
trophy. Okay. Oh, they do. Oh no, they can trophy the Magus, which gives them depth now. But
Oh,
we do have
no.
the Brayer to come back, so it's not all bad.
They're gonna have an endurance though.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. All right. I think we can get a land. Boo, Casey. Boo. All right. Isn't it better to keep it lands and play in case you draw Fable? Better for that. It's worse for like Dragon Engine. So because we had the Dragon Engine around already, like we've still got the City in hand to discard. So I think playing the lands that was a little bit better. I think, but it's a close call. All right.
Yeah, they have the Drown as well, and now also hold up endurance.
Yeah. All right. I think we're drawing dead. You
No,
were right
we're
with your
drawing.
earlier text. Though.
We're drawing into Bolt, and they flip something more than one.
That's true.
Oh.
No. Or we can Dragon Engine into Bolt.
Yep.
So let's play the City as well. Probably.
Yes.
Come on. We need another red for this as well. Come on, baby. How many bolts are left in our deck? Look at the sideboard.
Enough.
Enough. Okay. I like it. All right. Come on. Heart of the cards, baby. Heart of the cards. Nice line to see, though. Heart of the cards. Can we just draw one more card? Come on. Come on, opponent. Maybe they don't block. Attack with the Dragon Engine. Have we not missed those 2 damage? Yeah. So they would have blocked the other construct with the Dryad Arbor. Was there 2 damage missed earlier?
We could have attacked with the other construct, I guess.
Yeah.
Tough.
Let's see if they block the Dragon Engine.
I think I would rather see if they have a 4-drop.
That's fair. That's true.
Like they might have under Adventurer.
It's so true, actually. I didn't think of that at all. You with all the plays. Come on. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross your hands. Maybe they flip a Merit Lage. There's one cut that kills me. You're right. It's the
Yeah.
Undermountain Adventurer. You're so right. Yep, you're so right. Come
Oh,
on.
crap.
Oh, nice.
Tough. Ah, Minskin Boo. Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense.
Oh, we were close there. Magus was good. Pauper is the best format. Chat makes a really good point. I think the turn you played Magus, maybe you could have attacked first with both constructs. They can't really block because you could have created another construct to make them 3/3. Yep, totally right.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great pickup.
Yeah.
That's why I love Twitch
So
chat.
Dukes, I'm relying on you for the combat math.
I apologize. I apologize.
It's only like 4 a.m. there. All right.
It's 8 a.m. now, which is nice. Jace, I
Okay.
play against this player a lot.
Yeah, he plays everything, but I think recently he's been on like for like control stuff, mid-range stuff. All right, Snapkeep. We've got the pack. It's not a Snapkeep.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Mox doesn't even tap because you have to use the pedal to cast
No.
something. So
No.
pretty easy.
Yo,
mode.
Casey in chat. GG's. All right.
Hey Casey, that game was cool. Big fan.
Yeah.
This is better.
Yeah, this is great. I think we just put back a blast.
I was gonna say because Jace is in their name, I kind of want to keep both blasts, but I think that's probably just correct. My
Yeah.
question is there one that is better based on how they're templated? Or does it not matter? Because I know like one you can target anything, which is great for like Young Pyromancer or like
Yeah.
Mentor, etc.
It doesn't matter for our decks, so I always play 4 Red Blast, 3 Pyroblast, like because you don't have Ensnaring Bridge or
Yeah.
like Token Makers, it doesn't matter.
Nice.
And people do just like name Pyroblasts in the blind with Therapy more. So if they are Cephalid Breakfast, it could come up. Yeah, Casey, your deck was cool. Like when it started, we were both just like, right, we know Casey. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna have Mox Diamond and like mostly non-blue stuff, and just you don't know what else is in it.
Yeah, Drown the Lock
Yeah.
was like, oof, that's spice. Actually, no, the Brainstorm was like, we were like, oh, Brainstorm? Okay.
All right. I think this is a play Furnace, play Pedal, play Welder.
Yeah, allows us to hold up Blast through all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case they're a blast deck. And then next time we can go like Saga and Painter. If they feel like Cephalid Breakfast, we can play Lantern off the Saga and still have Blast up as well. Because we don't need the Painter down next turn. All right, this looks... All right, it looks like Breakfast. So, yeah, we'll let this resolve.
One really cool thing I've seen out of a lot of depth decks is playing Steely Resolve, which is obviously great against targeted removal by naming Avatar, and your creature now has Shroud. But Steely Resolve against Cephalid is very interesting because you can name
It's so fun.
their creatures and then they kind of course target themselves.
It's one of those things. I saw Ali post that, and I would never ever thought of that. It's so
No.
wild. Okay, so
Now we
I
have some
think the last
options.
play with I think Lantern and play with Pedal and play just shuts off their combo. So because we can play Painter next turn, I think we just play the Lantern to be on the safe side, and we hold up Blast for it to Ferry. Because like our Saga is not popping for 2 more turns, I think we can just play like this. Yeah. Let's take out their opponent, I guess.
I guess we had a free attack before we play the Soul Guide Lantern, but
No, we don't want to attack here. If they play Teferi, like they can't combo unless they have like a pedal, but if they play Teferi and like bounce the Soul Guide, we have to sacrifice it, and then we want the Welder to bring it back in and stuff. Welder also can stop their combo depending on their version if they have Cauldron Complete or Baleful Strix, and if they go off the Shuko, you can weld in the Strix or the Shuko or the thingy for the Shuko as they're going off.
That's cool.
So Welder rarely attacks in this matchup.
That's interesting. They brainstormed and then pondered, which just in my mind makes me think that they didn't find a way to fetch, and they wanted to obviously just try to maybe get one card from the ponder and then get rid of the rest. But
yeah, I don't think we can die from this. If we can, it's scary, but I don't think we can die. Nice. And then we'll play Painter. I think I would just keep the Blast for a Teferi, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Slightly punished, but that's okay. And then I'll just play the Painter off the Furnace and the Saga.
Which is nice because it just gives us potentially a win next turn.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's name blue. And if they dazed or force this, it's totally fine because the welder brings it back. Yo, Mapson, how's it going? We got an expedition map in the chat.
Very nice.
Gonna pay 2 and crack him.
Come on, Cal. We need a little bit better than that.
Sorry.
We have a bar of jokes on this channel, and that was just below bar.
None of them will make it. I'm sorry. None of them at all. Eternally Surprise makes a really good point that we do have double petal up as well if we need it.
Great point.
Yeah, let's go. I think. But this is we both have the combo in play. It's a bit of a tight situation. I really hope we draw a like a soul land or another land.
Hmm.
Right. So Mr. Ferry, yeah, I'll blast this.
And then even if they have force back up, we do have welder away the furnace for the pedal. Okay.
I think if they forced it, we let it go because at that point they need to crack. They need to bounce the lantern to win. But I think we just win here now. Now that they tapped out of sort of potentially swords, we can just float mana with the saga. Yeah, all right. We got it with the blast as well now. Nice.
I like how like obviously they want to mill themselves, but they don't want us to mill themselves, which is hilarious.
Yes. Yeah. When you mill them, they'll hit the 3 Narcomoebas or 4. Look at you removing the best card from the deck. Look at this.
I'll put it in the maybe
not
pile.
The for it. Oh, dude, it's so We've not hit the matchups for it. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So against Breakfast, I actually cut the Furies. It may seem surprising, but it's awkward into Nomads because the Nomads can prevent damage and they can untap and kill you from an empty board. So it's just very awkward. So cut the Furies, cut the pack, cut the Apprentice because it's not very good. And then we are often, so we want the fairies and we want the blast. Yeah, it's mostly it. I don't even know if we want the Graph Digger's Cage. And I'll trim a Fable here.
Nice.
What are the things in the pile of 10 cards? Magus, Fury.
Magus and Furies.
Okay.
And the Fable and Bray we took out.
Oh, Pivot Needle as well.
Nice.
So, yeah. You could either trim a Grindstone or another Fable. I think on the draw, trimming a Fable is fine.
Cool.
Yeah, and then, it kind of changes the same for play draw, I think. But this is how I do it. The Graph Digger's Cage is like, it stops our own stuff to the extent, and the problem I think with Graph Digger's Cage and Leyline the Void especially against them is like, they see it coming. They're not going to combo into it at all, unlike Fairy, where then they can just like get a Teferi and play and bounce the cage, and it can't sacrifice itself like the Soul Guide. Like the Soul Guide being able to sack itself last game could have won or lost the game. So, yeah.
Nice.
I think this is good.
It seems like a really interesting matchup. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah, it is. What's especially interesting is the good Painter players think they're favored, and the good Breakfast players think they're favored. So it's good with that. All right, I'd keep this. I like this.
Yeah, a lot of interaction. Bold is really nice.
And then probably engineer for like a Dragon Engine at some point, just to refill, trade off some cards. Yeah. But I think ultimately the matchup's pretty close. It's very interactive. Like both decks are so scary as well. As you saw last game, we were both just like on the verge of killing each other, but we just had a bit more interaction. But we both have a lot as well. I would just let this go, yeah.
Yeah. I think
if we were like tight on red mana, then it'd be good to blast, but I think we prefer to just hit the the Breakfast, the Illusionist, and Teferi.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks heaps.
Nice.
We're doing
Nice.
well.
55 out of 60. Pretty good.
Oof, that's pretty cool.
Sorry, my voice is getting a bit husky. I was working a lot today. I think I'm losing my voice.
It's fine.
Oh, the dreaded Shuko. What a card. I've lost to that just equipped to constructs. It's so embarrassing. All right, I think we should go Mountain Go here.
Yeah, holding up double interaction is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then potentially next turn we could start going with... Oh my gosh, there we go. Thanks heaps.
We got heaps and heaps and heaps.
Heaps and heaps and heaps. Too
Does
kind.
that meet your bar?
I think it does meet my bar, which is very cool. This is fine.
Yeah. Cool.
This is fine.
That could happen. I would like to bolt this end of turn. Yeah.
Spirit Guide.
Because we drew the Spirit Guide, I think I'd play the
Engineer
off
the
another
two.
mountain. Off mountain.
Of course, we still have it, yeah.
Yeah.
The life loss can come up as well.
Because I don't think they're going to daze this. You know what? The life loss probably doesn't matter. So actually, even though this worked out, I think you're right. You should play it off the tomb because then we can pay for days and still have a double blast. But hey, it worked out, so we were right.
I kind of want to go for engine here.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with
slightly...
light cards we...
Yeah, it's kind of awkward that our hand is just lands and a bit reactive, but it slightly incentivizes us to, use these blasts soon. But at the same time, we don't have an artifact in play yet. I think I would hit this, yeah.
Especially if they fight over it. I'd be more than happy with that.
Yeah. If they daze it, we can just exile Spirit Guide. Cool.
I guess the issue is if they now have Cephalid and also something else.
Yeah, I just realized it was bad. We should have counted that probably, but rather than target. Yeah, no, that was a very risky blast. I don't know why I jumped on that. Oh, yeah. No,
That's on me. That's on me. That's on me.
Both of us. On both of us. Yeah. It was just greedy from us. But these kind of plays getting punished, I think, is good.
I was told you were the Bob Ross of Legacy.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
No, all good.
That's
hilarious. Change up your gameplay and get punished.
Yeah. Can you just scroll back in the chat and see what they fetched? Did they fetch basic planes?
Sorry.
That might change if we bring in Magus or not. Did they have basics in play? We can press return to game, can't you? Or can you not? No, not here. Brainstorm.
Scalding Time. Mountain.
Strand.
I don't think they did. Oh, they got a basic.
JD Phoenix says they got a basic.
Okay.
They did.
Tundra.
They played Tundra. They went Flooded Strand. And then Ponder. So they got basic island. Or they got Tundra.
Flooded Strand, Ferry. Mountain, underground sea. Flooded Strand.
It doesn't tell you what they fetched, which is annoying. I reckon let's cut these 2 Fables and bring in 2 Magus.
Nice, I like the sound of that. So going after 0 Fable.
Yeah, it's just a bit like they often play Hydro Blast as well, and we've seen Dazes, and 3 drops are just a bit much of mana. Magus has the potential to just steal games. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a mulligan.
Yeah.
Oh, we got the fish duggery in chat. The worst person you ever knew. This is not great as well. But
No.
that's this is not good. It's just very awkward. um, I think I'd mulligan this.
Yeah, I think just getting like that mana base going, like this is great. This is not as good, but
It's
just
put
like
back 2 mountains and yeah. Saga's good. It gets the Solgay Lantern, and we're gonna make some constructs. Am I allowed to say the worst thing they could have?
no, don't say it.
uh,
What would it be? Needle?
much of otherworldly light,
Yikes.
which Francis plays 3 of them. So mean. All right. I would spirit guide that out, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And if they daze this, it's so sick. All right, they force it.
What did they pitch? Illusionist. Okay.
Fair enough.
That makes me think they have multiple illusionist or illusion eye.
Yeah.
Because
Illusion eye. Very nice. Very nice.
I assume it's just who can come over first and have a little bit of interaction.
Yeah. They might have a Stoneforge, which would suck.
Hey, John.
XJ Cloud with the
huge thank you.
raid.
Too kind.
Thank you, XJ.
Not too worried about this because we do have Soul Guide.
Yeah. All right. So we'll make some constructs. And ours should be bigger than theirs.
1, 2, 3, 4. Especially with the Great Furnace.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Let's go and in December in Bologna, I lost the first game in the first round against Painter, where they multiple had turn 1 Saga, turn 2 Tomb, and nothing else. Yeah. Yeah. All right. This Saga card's pretty good. Attack. Oh, you got it. You attacked. Nice. This has
Thanks,
been
Cal.
the stream of no attacks. I don't think the game changed because we forgot attacks last round. I think it changed because we didn't do combat math very well. GL went 20 with Doomsday and it was incredible. Hell yeah, I can believe that. Yo, Luanil with the sub. We got a hype train level 3.
Big thank you, Jason.
I'm sure we all know what that means.
Oh, right, they don't have open Saga, which is nice.
Yeah. Can Saga on its own win against Cephalid Breakfast? Let's find out. Getting there. Guess we'll just play a mountain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually did play Doomsday. I forgot about that. Playing Doomsday broke my brain. They might
could get needle. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we still can't sack it to draw a card.
Yeah, because they could just get Shuko in response.
Yeah. We've played the hand we were dealt, so fair beats. Okay. They could have a Teferi. Yeah.
I assume if it's Teferi, we crack in response to draw a card and try to draw into a removal spell.
For the illusionist, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, easy. All right, let's blast that illusionist. No, not counter.
Sorry.
We need to. I was scared you were going to counter the Teferi there. They could just have a force here, but whatever. Heart of the cards, baby.
Cal, come on, you got to believe. Okay, they get to.
All right.
Yeah, they actually get to bounce a construct, but that was sweet.
Yep. Nice plays. We'll probably should attack the Teferi back and then. Well, let's see what we can draw, but. All right.
Okay.
Great. We maybe should have played Opal and gone face, but I think it's Teferi off is fine. Let's play the Opal just because, yeah. Bigger.
Pull him to 4.
Keep him in hand. Well, I imagine if these were good cards, like Blast or something.
I guess it's tough because if we don't attack the Teferi, then they now have a blocker, and then they tick Teferi up
Yeah,
again, have
it
a
was right.
blocker.
It was right. I was kind of thinking out loud.
But it's good to think about.
They have another one. Yeah. Oh well. We tried. The all right. We didn't draw any of the fairies. It made me scared. Pardon me.
I guess even if they have something in hand, they probably have Cabal Therapy to put it in.
Yeah, they usually have one, and it comes this weird, awkward like stare contest where they hit the Dread return, so we would win if we had a fairy, or not win instantly, but they couldn't combo us. But if they hit a therapy first, they'll name Fairy Macabre.
Hmm.
But
Nice.
yep, fair plays. I mean, we had a saga and nothing else, and so cool. How do you enjoy playing Painter?
I really enjoyed it. I think Paint is a sweet deck to like just sink a bunch of time into, and get rewarded by it. Because it obviously has a lot of interaction. It has an I win button, which is fantastic in Legacy. It has like a really nice mid game as well, especially with Fable and Saga. You can just play like a mid range kind of plan.
Yeah, totally. Like we didn't have any of the kind of Bant or Blue White X decks, but usually they're pretty good. I haven't played against the staff decks yet, which I could actually see being a lot harder because they're harder to outgrind because their card advantage isn't blue, so you can't just pyroblast it. But it really just attacks from all the angles, and so yeah, I need to try that matchup and see if we actually have to go under it or not. I'm not sure, but yeah, Fable and Saga just do all like so much heavy listing, and the Phyrexian Dragon engine is actually just nuts. It's so nuts what it does for the deck. Like before, Brazen Apprentice was the grindy card you got, and you'd like be welding Brazen Apprentice in and out to get like a Thopter of value each time you do it. But now you're just drawing 3 cards. It's a bit better. So
Yeah, that's true. What
yeah.
what has moved the deck away from Khan? Because I think like to the untrained eye, Khan seems kind of cool, as you can turn to it. You can play like a grindstone and a painter in the board as well. So there's a few
Yeah,
things there.
it's just very slow. Like I cut it because I always found it bad against Delver, and like it just gets bolted or dazed, or you just play it and they attack it. The other thing is I don't like Ensnaring Bridge really. I played Ensnaring Bridge tons of times. I've played it in this deck loads, and it just started to underperform and kept doing it. And so I think to play Khan, you play Bridge as well. Like they come as a bit of a combo. So you can play Khan, sack LED, get Bridge, or have one main deck and you set up a Bridge, and then you can play Khan protected from being attacked and stuff. I think Bridge is just not great. There's just so many answers to it. Everyone either has loads of answers like Ottawa or Prismatic Ending, or they just don't care. They ignore it. Or they go under it. Khan, I just found it's a mid-range utility card, or it's like an anti-Lion's Eye Diamond card that costs 4 mana. So I don't know. It just felt like when I was playing it and then you grab a combo piece, it just didn't do it. And so I was losing loads of times with like 4 drops stuck in my deck, and yeah, I just found I wanted to lower the curve. I wanted to make it leaner, meaner, and yeah, Khan eventually left. So there was a few like, as they say, sacred cows and stuff. Khan, Ensnaring Bridge, and Imperial Recruiter, but
Yeah, I love
I
it.
don't know.
It's really cool to see,
This
especially
now is just, yeah.
Yeah, the deck felt really just like you had a lot to do from turn 2, especially with 2 mana, if not 3
Yeah.
with like a Mox Opal, which is really cool. But
Yeah.
huge fan of your work on the deck. A little bit like Newton
Yeah.
with, just taking out some of the sacred cows of elves and being rewarded. I think you've definitely done the same with Painter, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, just say as I think the other thing with Painter is we go back to like what you were saying at the beginning, where we were playing together and doing things and like just, but like I think with some time to play, that league probably could have been won as well. It really rewards you for just getting some muscle memory with the deck as well, and I misplay all the time with it because it's new things to learn and stuff, but just knowing when you're the beatdown and when you're not and stuff and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Only card I sometimes misses Fireball. That's fair.
Nice.
Yeah. I will say we also didn't have any like really good opening hands.
Hmm.
We didn't have any turn 1 Fables, which comes up a fair bit. So yeah, you didn't see the real power of the deck at all either. We just had like decent but very, very medium hands.
Definitely makes me want to come back to it. That's for sure.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, Cal, a huge thank you for coming on. Of course, people can find you on Twitter at Callum Smith and also on the Everyday Eternal podcast. This was sweet. It's
I'm
really
glad you
cool
remember that,
to.
because I always just forget to plug the podcast. Sorry, Julian.
No, not at all. Yeah, this was sweet. It's very cool to get you on. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, to obviously play Painter with you was really nice as well.
Yeah.
So a huge thank you. Is
I was
anyone...
thinking about making you play something really horrible and terrible, but nah.
Didn't we? Didn't we just play Backpack?
Whoa.
No.
Maybe Expedition Dungeoneers pack is time to come. Will come soon.
Nice. Yeah, huge thank you. A huge thank you to chat as well for the follows and the subs. I'm going to be back in just over an hour with Matt Vuk, which should be pretty cool.
Nice.
But
I'll be in the chat.
Cal, thank you very much. A huge thank you. A big shout out to the London and I guess UK Eternal scene, which I know is very active, which is cool. But
beyond my pleasure, dude. Beyond my pleasure.
Nice.
And yeah, I'll be tuning in an hour. Go get another coffee.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I'll send you guys over to Caleb, but a huge thank you once again.
See you, everyone. Take care.